Like most other venues in the 2009 World Baseball Classic, served as a stage for upsets. And last night, underdog Italy stunned the favored Canadians to play another day in the tournament. And tonight they try for another shocker against Major League loaded Venezuela. Does the WBC have another David and Goliath story in it? We'll find out here in Toronto tonight as Team Italy, not even expected to win a game here in Pool C, faces Venezuela, which must win to advance to round 2 in Miami. The question is, will Italy do it again less than 24 hours after upsetting Canada? Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rogers Center. Pleasure to be with you. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner, former National League Cy Young Award winner Rick Sutcliffe. And Sut, in ousting Canada on Canadian soil last night, Team Italy certainly showed the world how tournament play is supposed to be done in this event.
No question about that. I'm telling you, if you coach kids that play the game of baseball or you have kids, you will want to sit down and watch the way Team Italy plays the game of baseball tonight. Their passion, their intensity has been unmatched in this tournament, along with the way they play defense. Super Mario flying through the air with the greatest of ease. That was robbing Bobby Abreu in the first inning of the first game. Punto with the double play in the first inning last night against Canada. Denorfia, not only with 4 hits in the game against Canada, but you saw the defensive play there. And young 20-year-old Alex Liddy, 2 RBIs. He, too, took a hit away from Team Canada. They played terrific. That's the reason they're here tonight.
They really have been a lot of fun to watch. Now, Venezuela is heavily favored, but some cracks are beginning to show. It certainly was the case in their weak bullpen against the United States as Team USA trounced them 15-6. And unexpectedly, 2 Venezuelan star sluggers have gone cold with the bat.
Yeah, they really have. But I think in a weird way, that's kind of the good news. You expect Miguel Cabrera and Maglio Ordonez to wake up. When you look at that lineup, you feel like this team should score, and they have to score to win. These 2 guys yesterday took extra batting practice. With Cabrera, he had to work on shortening his stride. They say that'll make his bat quicker. And you look at Ordonez, 4 guys left on base in this tournament. You know that trend is going to change, but I really think it needs to change tonight for them to beat this wonderful Team Italy.
All right, so 3 major upsets have already marked the 2009 World Baseball Classic, and now Italy tries for the biggest surprise of all. Team Italia can punch their ticket to round 2 in Miami if they can knock off another giant. It's Venezuela and Italy from the World Baseball Classic in Toronto coming up.
We've made a great product even better.
Now every drop of Shell gasolines contain a nitrogen-enriched cleaning system that seeks and destroys engine gunk left by lower quality gasoline.
It protects engines from performance-robbing gunk.
Try new nitrogen-enriched Shell gasolines.
Why watch the big dance on cable when you can watch it like a true Hoops fan? With DirecTV, you can watch 4 games at once, including every game in the tournament. It's college hoops the way it should be, and it's only on DirecTV.
I'd like the crab cakes and throw in chowder, salmon, and shrimp, all for around $10.
No.
No other place can match Golden Corral's Great American Seafood Tour. Hawaiian coconut shrimp, Eastern Bay scallops, and more, all for around $10. Only at Golden Corral.
We like to establish our dominance with a fastball.
Make sure you're getting up over your front leg.
We throw inside when we have to. And we don't listen to that.
The Major League's down to the minor details. Major League Baseball 2K9. Rated E for everyone.
Championship week. McNamara, a deep Bears even clutch this week. Gordon driving, hanging, and he hits. What a big-time play. Oh, it is a dump right in his face. Oh, my goodness. Allen, Iverson on him, throws one up. Oh, you can't survive. Unbelievable. Championship
Week continues Wednesday with the Big East second round at noon, 2, 7, and 9 on ESPN.
ESPN's coverage of the World Baseball Classic is brought to you by John Hancock. The future is yours.
Scenics from Venezuela and that nation up against Italy here in the World Baseball Classic. Somebody moves on, somebody's tournament comes to an end with this contest in the late afternoon in Toronto. And look at the starting lineup for Italy now. It's brought to you by 2K Sports Major League Baseball 2K9, a big leaguer at the top, and that will be Nick Punto, the Italians leading things off. Davide Dallas Padale is the second baseman, then Frank Catalano, another major leaguer. Costanza, Denorfia, who is a big leaguer with the Oakland Athletics. Mazzante, Liddy, who was so impressive last night against the Canadian team. Francisco Cervelli, who we have had a ball watching. He is in the Yankee farm system. It may not be very long before he shows up in a major league uniform again. In fact, he broke in with the Yankees in September. And Mario Chiarini is an outstanding right fielder. Cervelli talks to everybody in the ballpark. He was born in Venezuela, playing for Italy, so he knows everybody on both sides very well.
Yeah, he really does. He actually played for Venezuela's manager, Luis Sojo, during winter ball just this past winter over in Venezuela.
Now, he's fluent in Italian, born in Venezuela, so he visited just about everybody, and everyone he talked to wound up laughing in his presence. Very warm, gregarious soul, but also passionately competitive. He and Luis Sojo, very good pals, and posing for photographs as well. He stopped to talk to everybody, even when running in motion he was talking. Francisco Cervelli, he is an outstanding catch and throw guy.
I really thought the passion and the look in his eyes was probably the number one thing I remembered about that ball game last night. He simply wanted it more than Team Canada did.
Well, Italy with a 6-2 win, a stunning upset here on the heels of a more expected 7-0 loss to Venezuela on Saturday. So a rematch here as Venezuela takes the field behind their right-hander Enrique Gonzalez, who has 35 major league appearances. But offense and not pitching supposed to be the strength for both sides in this one. Now defensively, a lot of names you know who play in major league stadiums and will throughout the summer.
Well, I think the key defensively is going to be Ramon Hernandez. You don't have Felix Hernandez, Carlos Silva, or Armando Galarraga on the mound. There's less experience there, so his knowledge handling these younger pitchers could be key to this victory tonight.
Here's Hernandez crouching behind the plate, and last season with the Orioles, he's now the Cincinnati Reds. He hit .257 with 15 homers. Gonzalez is 26 years old, born in Bolivar, Venezuela. 2006, he was a regular member of the Arizona Diamondbacks rotation for about half of the season.
Well, when I went to Ramon Hernandez before the game to ask him about Gonzalez, he sent me to Henry Blanco. He says, I've never caught him. He said Blanco has caught him during the exhibition games. Blanco telling me that he's basically a 4-pitch type guy. He's got the curveball, the slider behind in the count. His big asset is throwing strikes, pounding that strike zone with all 4 pitches.
Well, you talked about Luis Sojo, who is a manager in the New York Yankees farm system, and the skipper for Italy is coming off a marvelous game for himself. Marco Mazzieri, formerly a coach for the Bellingham Mariners in the Northeast League in the United States, who has coaching experience in the U.S., and he did not miss anything last night.
He didn't. He was outstanding with how he handled his bullpen. When he put in a pinch hitter, he got on base. He pinch ran for the pinch hitter on base. He stole a base. He created some runs by putting the game in motion. He's changed his lineup a little bit tonight to even be able to do more of that.
Well, he has Mike Piazza and all sorts of big league experience in Mike as his hitting coach. And of course, Francisco gets right beside Mike Piazza to start chatting away.
Why wouldn't you? If I was Francisco Cervelli, I would shadow Mike Piazza for every day you possibly can during this event.
Mike Hargrove, also a bench coach for Mazzieri, former manager, and Tom Trebelhorn, another big league skipper, is the third base coach with the Brewers and the Cubs. He was the manager.
You know, and their pitching coach, Bill Holmberg, has done an outstanding job. He is a Chicago Cubs scout.
All right, we're ready to go. Italy will bat first. And the first pitch from Gonzalez is outside, ball one. We are underway. Punto at 284 for the Twins last season with 2 homers and 28 runs batted in. He'll look at a strike. He's 1 for 10 in the tournament.
You know, you and I have been here for every game in this tournament. Doesn't it seem like he's like 5 or 6 for 10?
Yeah.
He's hit the ball really well, but not much to show.
He has stroked a couple of line drives that have been right at outfielders. That's up and in for a ball. Veteran Minnesota Twin. He played in just 99 games during the 08 season because of a hamstring injury, but a very versatile guy. He can play second, third, short in the outfield. 2-1 fouled away to even the count on Punto.
A lot of the younger guys for Team Italy have talked about Punto being a leader on this ball club. And he's a guy that says very little, but how he has led is by example and how he's gone about preparing himself for a ball game.
Everything else was pretty noisy in the Italia dugout last night after that win. In fact, all through the upset over Canada. A very lively group and a lot of chemistry there. There's a veteran on your right, Jason Grilli, who pitched very well.
I heard it was a dry clubhouse at the end of the night.
The 3-2 pitch fouled away by Punto. Davide Dall'Ospedale is the second baseman on deck, and then Frank Catalanato. And some very promising minor leaguers up and down the lineup and in the dugout available for Mazzieri for Team Italy. They've got some hitting talent for sure. Another line drive, but foul by Punto.
You know what, Obi, to me, that tells you the success of the World Baseball Classic and what it was all about, to improve the game globally. When you see guys like Mike Costanza and Alex Liddy, all of a sudden there's so much improvement, not only in this team, but the Netherlands. You look at Australia from 3 years ago in the first World Baseball Classic.
3-2 high fly ball into right, but Bobby Abreu has all sorts of space out there. Here at Rogers Center, formerly Sky Dome. And Punto now 1 for 11 in the tournament. One man gone. Dall'Ospedale will dig in next. Roof remains on here as it has throughout the tournament. Luis Sojo maybe pointing out those catwalks which have been struck twice in this tournament. Happened again last night in the Italy-Canada game. They are not there for regular season games. Because of a big auto show, those catwalks have stayed behind, and they're in play, and twice have affected play in this tournament.
Yeah, Jason Bay hit it and was rewarded with a base hit.
0-1 checked his swing.
Would have been a routine third out ending the 5th inning, but when it dropped, all of a sudden Matt Stairs had an opportunity to bust the game open, but Chris Cooper rose to the occasion.
Dall'Ospedale has gone 4 for 7 so far in the tournament. 31-year-old right-hand hitter. He spent last season with Grosseto of the Italian League. Hit .277 there. The Pro League there is called the Italian Major League. It was founded in 1948. There are 10 teams. In there for strike 3. Caught him looking. 2 down.
You know what, to me, this shows you the difference right now between the two leagues, the Italian Federation and the Venezuelan Baseball League. You got Gonzalez on the mound. He's a Venezuelan guy. Dall'Ospedale, he's an Italian guy. He was simply overmatched right there. Right now, Venezuelan baseball is ahead of where it is over in Italy.
Here's Frank Catalanato, who can bring up that level of play certainly for Team Italy. Texas Ranger, most experienced member of the Italian team and the most accomplished on this side. A 12-year major league veteran and a .292 career hitter. And over 1,000 major league hits for Frank. The Texas Ranger hitting with the bases empty and 2 down. Just getting started here. Italy and Venezuela. Lined and caught by Cabrera on that line. And the side is retired. They go 1-2-3. We've seen that out of Miguel Cabrera. Better footwork and more mobile than he has been in the past. Now he's got to get going with the bat. Venezuela coming up.
Remember Remember when exercising had a simpler name? It was called playing. We Fit lets you get back to having fun with over 40 activities the whole family can enjoy. You start by selecting your Me character. Next, enter your personal stats. Step on the We Balance Board accessory and We Fit does the rest. Let's get started. Put your strength to the test with exercises for your upper and lower body. Next, get your heart pumping as you dance your way to fitness. Or pick up the Wii remote controller and go for a jog with Free Run. Or maybe you want to work the heavy bag in rhythm boxing. Ever tried yoga? We Fit will show you how to perfect each pose. And for fun, don't forget the balance games. Head soccer balls, guide marbles, hit the slopes, and more. Just step on the We Balance Board accessory and get moving with We Fit. Want to learn more? Seeing is believing at livewefit.com. Find out how much fun moving can be and where you can get We Fit for your family. It's all waiting for you at livewefit.com. Rated E for everyone.
Fantasy baseball all season with ESPN.com's Fantasy Cast. Interactive live scoring updated in real time, plus expert advice to help you win. Click, draft, dominate, all for free. Go to ESPN.com/fantasy today.
First and second round coverage of the Masters coming in April on ESPN.
Italy comes up empty in the top half of the first inning. Venezuela about to swing for the first time. We look at Venezuela's starting lineup. It's brought to you by 2K Sports Major League Baseball 2K9. Andy Chavez and then Melvin Mora and Bobby Abreu, followed by Cabrera in the 4-hole. Magli Ordonez, Carlos Guillen, and Jose Lopez. Lopez having a great tournament. Ramon Hernandez catches. Cesar Izturis at short.
That would be the one change for me. That guy would not be hitting seventh with what we've seen.
6 for 7 with 5 doubles. And up against the right-hander, Adam Ottavino, 23-year-old out of Brooklyn, New York, and Northeastern University in Boston. And the first one is low to Chavez. He was a first-round draft pick of the St. Louis Cardinals in 2006. He's long and lean, 6'5", 215 pounds. 2-0 the count.
Big guy with a big arm. Velocity's there, and it's going to get better. It's just a matter of whether he can handle this pressure in the first inning.
He drills that one in for a strike. Melvin Mora on deck. Venezuela, before being crushed by the United States on Sunday 15-6, defeated this Italian team 7-0. There's a high fly to deep left center, and that one is going to bounce on the carpet and up against the wall. Chavez heading into second. He's got another double. Venezuela's been doubles crazy in the tournament so far.
For me, if there's one guy that can match the intensity of Cervelli behind the plate, it's going to be Andy Chavez. This guy plays the game hard. He's a professional, a perfect leadoff hitter, and really the one thing that he has that Team Italy does not is that speed. Almost trying to get to third base there.
Venezuela looking for the quick start. Here's Melvin Mora. He's swinging a good bat. Shows bunt. Bunts it foul. Melvin, the Baltimore Oriole veteran, has gone 4 for 9. That has surprised me a little bit in this tournament. And Melvin Moore's not the only guy who's done it. Man in scoring position right away, and you look at the bunt.
I think it has to do more with it being March. And these guys and their timing just not quite there yet.
Bunting again, gets it down, a good one. Cervelli out from behind there will throw him out. Chavez into third. So the sacrifice is successful here. And now defensively for Italy. And this really has been where they have starred.
Well, they've been by far the best team defensively. And for me, it starts at Punto. You look at his fielding average from a year ago at shortstop. He has not made an error yet in this tournament. Come up with some big double plays. And even though he struggled with the bat, he's not taking it out to the field.
Music makes you want to go on vacation, doesn't it? Runner at third base, one man out. Here's Bobby Abreu. 296 last season with the Yankees, and it was his last season with New York. He's now with the Angels, but he drove in 100. And in for a strike.
Right here it shows you the confidence Marco Mazzieri has in his team to score runs. Take a look at that infield. There would be some guys, and we've already seen it in this tournament, who would bring the infield in. I think he might with 2 strikes, but right now he's given up the lead.
Loop foul. Quickly 0-2 on Abreu. Miguel Cabrera next.
I love that. I love that. Mike Hargrove hollering at everybody infield. Now let's come in. Bobby Abreu with 2 strikes. He's just going to try to put it in play. He's going to shorten up on his swing. Why not shorten up on that infield and try to save this first run?
Abreu had 2 hits and 2 RBIs against Italy in the first meeting. Infield in close. Diving stop by Liddy. The runner holds the throw, gets him. Liddy has made 2 tremendous plays in this tournament. Each time leaving his feet, diving toward the hole, and he saves a run.
I tell you what, he had a perfect game as a manager last night, and he's off to another great start. With 2 strikes, all of a sudden he says, you know what, Abreu's just going to try to put it in play. I'm going to try to keep that run from scoring. If the third baseman would have been back, Chavez at third base could have walked home. It would be a 1-0 lead for Venezuela. But Mike Hargrove and Marco Mazzieri took that run away from him up to this point.
Now he's got to get through Miguel Cabrera, who does not have a hit yet in the tournament.
I love this. I mean, you got a manager he deserves all of the credit, but OB, he's using his coaches. You got the experience of Mike Hargrove. You've got Mike Piazza there.
Low for a ball. The count 2-0. 2-out runner at third. But take nothing away from the play that Liddy just made. The manager with a good call, but the player had to leave his feet to make a diving stop on the ball.
Well, and give the pitcher some credit, too, for keeping the ball down.
Too high to run it to 3-0. Ordonez on deck. These 2 together, 4 and 5 hitters for Venezuela, are 0 for 16 in this tournament. And 2 of the best hitters in baseball. A strike to make it 3-1.
Right now it's a spot that Don Drysdale taught me as a kid. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to walk him here. What's going to be the first pitch you throw to the next hitter? It might be a breaking ball. Well, you know what? Why not try that here? If you walk him, so what?
3-2.
That is outstanding. And I really think that is Francisco Cervelli again taking over as he did the ball game last night. It's a breaking ball. Look at him looking fastball way out in front. Could have been ball 4. But you know what? Now you've got it ready for the next hitter. Now you might put him away with a fastball.
Cabrera lets it pass for ball 4. So runners at first and third for Venezuela, trying to strike here against Italy in the home half of the first inning. The winner moving on, punching the ticket to Miami tonight. For the loser, the tournament is over. Ordonez to bat. He has gone 0 for 7 in the World Baseball Classic.
He had a completely different approach to batting practice tonight. Normally he would start out just hitting the ball to the second baseman, the right side of the field. He was driving the ball to dead center field in the very first swing of BP tonight.
Ottavino will miss outside, and now Cervelli wants a word with the right-hander.
He saw things kind of coming apart on that 3-2 pitch. That fastball to Cabrera, all he had to do was put it on the outer half, and I think he could have gotten the out, but he overthrew that. His body got out in front of him, and then he repeated that delivery on the first pitch to Maglio.
Ordonez is a 6-time All-Star. And coming off 100 RBIs for the 3rd consecutive year. He's done it 7 times in his major league career. First and third, the 1-0 pitch, and that trims the corner. A called strike, 1-1.
And remember that 3-1 breaking ball he threw to Cabrera. He's got a better feel for that pitch now than he would have had he not thrown one. Here it comes.
1-2.
I love Cervelli, man. He just threw it back to the mound about 94.
Oftentimes with him, it is harder going back.
Oh, than what it was going in. No question about it.
Ottavino trying to end the threat. Fouled away in a late cut by Ordonez.
There's another young mistake. That 2-strike pitch, trying to throw it too hard, and it just spun. It sat up there, and he got real lucky that Maglio did not hit that ball hard and hit it fair.
Chavez and Cabrera leading away at third and first, and a 1-2 pitch. Foul again. Good giddy up on that fastball. 95 miles an hour. There's a lot of talent here. Ottavino was a minor league all-star right out of the chute after he was drafted by St. Louis.
Drafted in 06, had an outstanding 07 season. A little bit of a setback last year, but you can see why he was a #1 pick.
He got him. He struck him out. Outstanding performance by the right-hander from Brooklyn, New York, pitching for Team Italy, and they shut down Venezuela and the threat, leaving runners at first and third in the first inning.
This is more than my easy button. It's my save so much on ink we could stop shaking the cartridges button.
It's my save so much we can bring back the morning donuts button. Hooray!
It's my save so much my boss will be eternally grateful button.
Good job, Helen. Karen.
It's Kathy.
Now recycle any brand of ink or toner and get $3 back in Staples Rewards. Staples, that was easy.
World Baseball Classic Moments presented by Puerto Rico. Visit gotopuertorico.com. In 2006, on the brink of elimination, Ichiro Suzuki led a team of Japanese All-Stars to the finals with a victory against national rival Korea. In the championship game, Daisuke Matsuzaka was masterful, and for one magical night, Japan staked its claim as the greatest baseball team in the world. Book your vacation now. Visit gotopuertorico.com.
Coors Light. It's not just a cold bottle of beer. It's a frost brewed beer. It's super chilled at 34 degrees. It's filtered cold. It's bottled cold. It's wrapped in a label that tells you when it's cold. So when you want a cold bottle of beer, ask for a beer with a taste as cold as the Rockies. Because refreshment isn't everything. It's the only thing. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Here's your seafood meal.
Is that real fish?
Trust the seafood experts with Long John Silver's Fish and Shrimp Meal. Fish and shrimp with a classic crunch. Long John Silver's, seafood experts for 40 years.
There's something about the freshness of Ireland that brings out the lasses. Get that clean scent from head to toe with new Irish Spring hair and body for all over freshness. New Irish Spring hair and body. Yes, sir. Hair and body.
Already 3 major upsets in this tournament. The Netherlands against the Dominican Republic, that is still resonating. Australia defeated Mexico. Italy over Canada here in Pool C last night by a final score of 6-2. Mike Costanzo will lead things off, then Kristen Orfia and Giuseppe Mazzante, the first baseman. And the Italian team got a big time break there because of the pitching effort of Adam Ottavino, the managing of Mazzieri, but possibly the managing of Luis Soto as well, electing to bunt with Melvin Mora, who drove in 104 runs last year. You got a young, untested pitcher on the mound in international play, and a leadoff double. And if in fact it was Soto's call and not Mora bunting on his own, that's a play that makes no sense. You give yourself an out right there, you give up an out, and you also probably take some pressure off a young pitcher who might be wondering if he's going to get it out in the inning. Costanzo played for Norfolk last year. He swings, hits a high deep drive in the left center field. Chavez on the move, a long run, and reaches out and can't get to it. It's up against the wall. Costanza lumbering into second. He'll stop there with a double. He hit that ball a long way if Chavez can't get to it.
How about Marco Mazzieri? I mean, he only made one change tonight in the lineup. And I know you were upset about it because you love to say Valentino Pascucci.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
But he did not think Valentino could run into a breaking ball off the arm of Gonzalez. He thought Costanzo could put the ball in play, gave him a better chance to score, and he's right again.
So that'll send up the big league tested Chris Denorfia, who hit .290 for the A's last season in limited duty with a home run and 9 RBIs. Coming off a huge game last night in the upset of Canada. He went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, scored twice, and also made a wonderful diving catch in center field.
Mickey Mantle. That's what Nick Punto called him today.
Let's not let that go beyond that. It's in there for a strike, but it was a heck of an effort.
For a night.
Yeah.
It was a night a lot like the career of Mickey Mantle.
Denorfia, Irish on his mother's side, drawn to Italian heritage in large part because of his paternal grandmother, who emigrated from Caserta, Italy, to the United States. She lived with him and his parents for his entire upbringing, so he feels a very strong tie to his Italian roots. He said, "It's special. My grandmother is overly excited. She couldn't wait for this tournament to get going." And see him put on that uniform. The 1-2. Denorfia rattles that one to third. Mora will freeze the runner. And the throw in time with Costanzo freezing at second base. 1 man out. So Giuseppe Mazzante will dig in next at first base for Team Italia. Mazzante, the top hitter in the Italian league, hit .392 last year. Again, they play about 50 games every season, 3 different levels, and he was in the top level. Costanzo getting a lead at second with 1 away. No score here, and that drops low for ball 1.
Talking with Nick Punto before the game about a team that he too has learned a lot about in the last 9 days. Talking about Mazzante, he's saying this guy could hit in the big leagues. There's no doubt in his mind.
Right-hand hitter takes one in there for a called strike. He gets on base too. He'll take a walk. As we said, .392 last season, .345 in 07. So he's always among the league leaders. Italy with a chance to grab the first run. Socked into right field. Bobby Abreu backs up for the catch. And Costanzo back to second. Out number 2.
Well, there you go. Now you think about Denorfia. If he would have laid down the bunt like Mora did, you might have had yourself a run. You can't forget, this game always is and always has been about players.
The United States, Rick, is already on to Miami, and Team USA already punching that ticket because of that thrashing of Venezuela 15-6 after sneaking by Canada in the opener, which has been one of the great games of the tournament. But you talk about a letdown for Canada and for the country. They are not faring well in the Canadian press after last night's effort. Somebody popped the balloon on them after that great game against the United States. Alex Liddy here. Liddy, the third baseman, batting out of the 7 spot. Property of the Seattle Mariners, now in his 3rd year as a professional in the minors, and he swings right through that pitch. Liddy played at Single A, Wisconsin last season. He is the only Italian position player in the minors. Gonzalez ahead 0-2 in the pitch. Boy, that just missed. He had started off the mound. He thought he had him struck out.
With a lot of umpires, he might have. But Jerry Meals, the 12-year veteran at the big league level, behind home plate, one of the tighter. He's consistent now. I've got nothing wrong with that. But he will have one of the tighter strike zones in all of baseball.
The 1-2. Same spot, and again it's a ball. 2-2. You're right about that consistency.
I thought this one was a little bit better. I thought Mills might have been getting even here. I think this is a strike. Take a look at the glove. That thing stays right there. If anything comes back to the corner. I think Jerry Mills was upset with the way Gonzalez reacted to the previous pitch.
Maybe pulled it back a little, though. That one's down into the dirt. And a count 3-2. Good umpiring here behind the plate in particular.
Pulled it back. You don't think that last fastball was a strike?
I didn't think so.
Really?
No. And you know what? You know, when you watch, you've said this for years. When the catcher is helping you out a little bit like that. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Broken back ground ball to short. Going to be a long throw for his Turris. Pulled him off, and the runner safely into third. Safe at first and third. Going to be a base hit for Alex Liddy, forcing his Turris deep into the hole there.
Well, we've talked about it for the last 2 years about these bats and how they're breaking now, and it's basically like a sword flying in the air. Mora had to take a look at where the bat was. His Turris didn't round that ground ball like he normally would have because of the bat flying through the air. Because of that, when he came up with it, he had to hurry the throw. Liddy with good speed, and it pulled Cabrera off the bat.
So the inning's still alive for Italy, and Francisco Cervelli will step in, the New York Yankee farmhand. Chance to get Team Italia in front here. That's across for a strike. Cervelli started out 08 at Double-A Trenton. He hit .315 there. Made his major league debut on September 18th against the White Sox.
Well, his catching and defense are at the big league level. His bat is still in Double-A.
Runners on the move there. The count 0-2.
Kind of tell with Mike Piazza sitting back there now. Maybe in the back of his mind he's thinking, man, I should have played this time, as he did 3 years ago.
Well, we're going to be talking to Mike a little bit later in the broadcast. We'll get him mic'd up. The 0-2 pitch. Cervelli lets it go. 91 on that fastball by Gonzalez. He's now in the Red Sox farm system after the San Diego Padres waived him at the end of 08. He's 26 years old.
I'm trying to figure out what the Padres didn't like about this guy. Good arm, good breaking ball, good size.
He hits him. Cervelli drilled, and the bases are loaded for Italy. And a grimacing Cervelli will take his base. And in some pain here as Gonzalez plunks him. Let's listen.
No question it's going to hurt. But I've got a feeling it might hurt Team Venezuela more than it hurt Cervelli. He had 2 strikes on him. All he had to do was put him away. Now all of a sudden he's loaded the bases. You got Super Mario coming to home plate, and anything could happen to put Italy on the board.
Mario Chiarini about to swing here with an Italian base runner at every base. Costanza, Liddy, and Cervelli filling them up.
You know what, Obi, just to your point about the different styles in managers with, you know, Luis Sojo and the sacrifice bunt, you know, you kind of tell your team you're looking for 1 run. Well, when you don't put down the bunt and you swing the bat, if you're Marco Mazzieri, you're saying, hey, boys, I'd like to see us have a big inning. Here's that opportunity.
Chiarini, the number 9 hitter. And no place to put him. Line into center, coming on. Chavez coming on, makes the catch. He needed that extra gear to get to it. Gonzalez survives. Italy will leave them loaded. How big will that be as we progress through this game in Pool C? Andy Chavez with a fine running play. Still nothing.
Chosen one, huh?
car will win. Craftsman makes sure all of them could. Craftsman, America's most trusted tool brand. And the official tools of NASCAR.
Dear PlayStation, MLB 09 The Show thinks I can't hit the high and inside fastball. You're gonna fix that, right?
Well, Dustin, PlayStation gamers demand the most realistic baseball game ever, so we're just going to keep it as is. It's called integrity.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just polishing my MVP trophy. How many MVPs do you know that can't hit that pitch?
Apart from you?
MLB 09 The Show, the most realistic baseball game ever. Rated E for everyone.
25 years ago, when I started making pizzas, everything was pretty low tech. Just a mixer and oven and some extra space in a broom closet. Now you can order online. It just keeps getting better.
To celebrate Papa John's 25th anniversary, get a medium cheese pizza for just 25 cents when you buy a large 3-topping pizza, only when you order online.
25 years of better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
For a limited time, get a medium cheese pizza for just 25 cents, only at papajohns.com.
Time for a snapshot of Italy. Population 58.1 million. Great city of Rome. Of course, the largest city, Vatican City, located in Rome, the smallest independent state in the world. And among the many landmarks, of course, the Colosseum, Leaning Tower of Pisa, Spanish Steps, the Trevi Fountain, and pizza invented in Naples in the late 18th century. Rick Sutcliffe is bound for Italy as soon as he can book his passage to that wonderful country.
Well, I told you, Piazza's working on me too. He wants me to go over there and help him with some of the youth baseball. I told him, I said, I'll go, but I'm going with you.
Could be the way to travel. And again, we'll chat with Mike a little later. Carlos Guillen leading things off in the second inning. It's a high fly into right field, but very playable. Chiarini coming in, loses the cap but makes the grab. One man out as we go to David Amber.
Well, Dave, you talked about all the upsets we've seen at the WBC, and Marco Mazziera made a very good point. We asked him how big was that win against Canada yesterday, and he said, you know what? 2 years ago in the 2007 World Cup, we beat the U.S. We were the only team to beat the U.S. It was front-page news in all the Italian newspapers. The game last night finished too late to be front-page news this morning in Italy, but it was front-page news here in Canada. All 3 Toronto papers, the headline, Arrivederci Canada. As you mentioned, 60 million people in Italy. They hope a big win here would put them in the forefront of the international baseball page. Guys?
All right, David, and certainly the Canadian press was not too kind because Canada was expected to win that game, a very heavy favorite, playing at home, and at least get a chance to play to continue in the tournament. Everyone was pointing at Venezuela and Canada. So
one name for you, Scott Richmond.
You know what happened with that? Scott Richmond, their best pitcher, never threw an inning.
No, they were looking right past Team Italy, saving him for Team Venezuela, and never got there.
Ernie Witt, the manager of the Canadian team, said, you can call me a bonehead if you want. And a lot of Canadians have decided that that's option A, because their best pitcher never worked in the tournament. Jose Lopez, Seattle Mariner, who was 6 for 7 in the first 2 games of this tournament, waves right through that one.
You know, and just to look at opposing styles as we have already tonight, Luis Sojo in game 1 against Italy went with Silva and Felix Hernandez. People said, why are you doing that?
To third, Liddy will dig this off the carpet, and they're 2 down for Venezuela.
They were thinking that if he would have saved Hernandez along with Galarraga for Team USA, they would have had their guns loaded. They would have had a better shot at winning that game. He did not want to take Team Italy lightly.
2 away for Ramon Hernandez, and you wonder, the longer this goes at 0-0, or if Italy gets the lead, just how tight Venezuela is going to get, because they have still not moved past that big disappointment of the first World Baseball Classic when they finished 7th. It was a big blow to that nation. It's their baseball pride.
We talked about the final score. These 2 teams hooking up earlier in this tournament was 7-0, but it was 0-0 going to the bottom of the 5th inning. We had a great ball game and all kinds of opportunities, as Team Italy had in the second inning to score, but They still are yet to score a run against Team Venezuela in the 2 years of the World Baseball Classic.
The 1-1 is up and in for a ball on Hernandez, who played for the Orioles last year, now with the Cincinnati Reds. 15 home runs a season ago, 65 runs batted in. And he has caught every inning so far for Venezuela. Here in Toronto, swing and a miss to make it 2-2.
Henry Blanco's a nice catcher, a great defensive type guy. Max Ramirez is an offensive type guy. You get a little bit of each out of Ramon Hernandez, the reason he's playing every inning of every game.
His Turris would be next. The bases are empty with 2 away. Ottavino wasted that one outside on a full count. Ottavino looking for a quick second inning. May just get it. That one sliced to the corner. Carini underneath. He'll make the catch, and the side is retired. Adam Ottavino with a very brisk inning number 2 after a rough opening frame, and it's 0-0 here.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free 1-888-USA-MESO or go to freemesobook.com.
There's no obligation, so call 1-888-USA-MESO or go to freemesobook.com.
Why do hardwood floors cost less at Lumber Liquidators? At most flooring stores, your floor makes a few stops before you get your order. Lumber Liquidators cuts out the middleman. Come on in. You'll find the quality hasn't been cut, just the prices. Bella Wood pre-finished hardwood flooring with a 50-year warranty starting at $249 a square foot. Or Supreme Bamboo flooring from $199 a square foot.
Visit any location or call 1-800-303-4958.
Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair.
Your beard is weird.
Just for Men Gel.
Gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
His edge is back. He scores! Just for men. Keep your edge.
At Samuel Adams, we have seasonal beers to celebrate the changing of the seasons.
For spring, Samuel Adams White Ale. It's a very traditional Belgian style of beer. We add 10 different spices: vanilla, coriander, lemon zest.
Sam Adams White Ale gets you psyched up for spring to get here.
Why watch the big dance on cable when you can watch it like a true Hoops fan? With DirecTV, you can watch 4 games at once, including every game in the tournament. It's college hoops the way it should be, and it's only on DirecTV.
Italia. What a marvelous place to visit. So many sites, including the Coliseum, which was capable of seating 50,000 spectators, used for gladiatorial contests and public spectacles, as well as the gladiatorial games. Man very familiar with Italy is William Holmberg, who is the pitching coach and managed over there, joined by our David Amber.
One of the most beautiful countries in the world, and you lived there and you played there for 3 seasons. What would a win here tonight do for the landscape of baseball in that country?
Well, it definitely help us getting the better athletes. Right now, baseball is like the 5th or 6th sport in Italy, and hopefully this would help us get a little bit better athlete.
As far as the young players, do you see a bunch of young stars coming up through the system? You see that growing, the interest in the sport?
Well, we have an academy now, so that's helping, obviously, the development. We have quite a few young players right now that are pretty good players, and I think through development, that's where we're going to be actually better off in long term.
Finally, you've done a tremendous job handling these young pitchers. What's that been like as an American now out in Italy doing that?
Well, it's been great. These kids are great. They did a great job. They're following our plans and our scouting reports, and they're really doing a great job.
It's been so far so good. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
David, Bill, thank you very much. And indeed, the European Academy for Major League Baseball is located there in Italy. Nick Punto flying to center field for the first out.
You know, we've talked about Mike Hargrove and Mike Piazza and the great job they've done. Bill Holmberg has also done a terrific job. Just first of all, getting these young pitchers to settle down, then giving them a chance to succeed.
Carlos Pinelli will dig in here. He struck out looking in the first inning. Bill Holmberg's bio says that he was the Major League Baseball coach in residence at the Italian Baseball Academy. That'd be a great gig for you, son. Finally get you overseas and find out what it's all about in Europe. Rick Sutcliffe, Major League coach in residence. You know, I can see it in lights.
No. You're trying to get rid of me, aren't you?
No, not at all.
That's the way it seems right now.
I want to get Robin some vacation time.
You know, Nick Punto, I thought he made a great comment earlier today when he talked about the game of baseball. When he leaves it, you want to leave more than you took. And he's talked about it. He's never been over to Italy, but because of what he's seen, watching these young kids play, he said, I'm going.
Carlos Pinelli strikes out for the second time. 2 up, 2 down in the third inning for Team Italy in front of Frank Catalano.
Can you tell me what San Diego didn't like about this 26-year-old right-hander? Boy, Gonzalez is outstanding. And I tell you what, to me, Theo Epstein and the Boston Red Sox have picked somebody's pocket again. This guy's overpowering a good offensive team.
Catalano lined out to the first baseman, Miguel Cabrera, in his first at bat. Italy went down in order in the opening frame, but loaded the bases in the second and left them loaded. And Chiarini hit a screaming line drive to center field, but Andy Chavez on the run straight ahead made that catch. And will Italy get many chances like that the rest of the way? Well, against the Venezuelan bullpen, they just might, as that one is up high for a ball on Catalano.
It's so thin that before the game, talking with K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez, he said he wants 2 innings tonight. If they've got the lead after 7, he wants the ball.
Yeah, we've yet to see him except to warm up in the tournament. K-Rod now with the New York Mets, of course. That one is a high pop into right field. And Bobby Abreu there to make the play, and they go 1-2-3 for the second time in 3 innings at the hand of Enrique Gonzalez. Venezuela coming up with some big bats on the way here in Toronto.
Play fantasy baseball this season on ESPN.com. With auction drafts, you can draft the way you want and win your fall classic. Click, draft, dominate, all for free. Go to ESPN.com/fantasy today.
First and second round coverage of the Masters coming in April on ESPN.
Right now, Fridays has 10 entrees for just $9.99 each, like zesty sizzling chicken and shrimp or tender sirloin steak. The top 10 menu's the real deal, and no one else has it. Give me the choice of 10 full entrees for $9.99. Give me more Fridays.
As investments go, it's a smart one. Because not only does the X534 feature 4-wheel steering and a powerful V-twin engine, it's also backed by a 4-year limited warranty and our responsive dealer network. In short, you get a lawn well cut and money well spent. Drive a John Deere free for a year with no interest and no payments. See your dealer for details.
Nissan has always stood for performance and quality, but look closer. Nissan delivers exceptional value and financing on our full line. A $199 lease on Rogue and $199 or $1,500 cash on Altima. Both Consumers Digest Best Buys. And 0.9% or $2,250 cash on Sentra. Act now. Offers end soon. Look closer. Nissan delivers.
We've made a great product even better.
Now every drop of Shell gasolines contain a nitrogen-enriched cleaning system that seeks and destroys engine gunk left by lower quality gasoline.
It protects engines from performance-robbing gunk.
Try new nitrogen-enriched Shell gasolines.
Upcoming games now in the World Baseball Classic. The Dominican Republic and the Netherlands. That's an elimination game tonight at 6:30 on the MLB Network. All games are available on ESPN Deportes. As Cesar Torres leads things off here. He'll be followed by Chavez and then Mora. And then the big guys in Abreu, Cabrera, and Ordonez in the heart of the lineup, along with Carlos Guillen, which is a Detroit Tiger heavy lineup for sure. As Torres with St. Louis last year hit .263. He's back to full health. which is the best of news. The 29-year-old had hamstring problems last season. Tommy John surgery on his right elbow in 05. He slices that one foul.
This is one of those spots to me, though, OB, as a starting pitcher, you've got to dominate. The bottom of the order, particularly their number 9 guy leading off, you've got to take the bat out of his hands. You've got to get this out and get it easily. You let him get on, just like this right now. And it all started with ball 1. You put yourself in the hole right off. Now you've got to guide the ball. You're going to take a little bit off to try to throw a strike. And here's where a little singles type hitter could hit a double.
70 is the limit in the first round. Charged by Punto on the move. He got him. One away in the 3rd inning for Venezuela. Italy does have bullpen activity, however. Thiago da Silva is the right-hander, and it's the 2nd time he's been up for Mazzieri. Andy Chavez will dig in now. He doubled in the 1st inning. Venezuela put 2 men on in the opening frame, but did not score. Italy is at a bases loaded situation where they did not score. This game is beginning to resemble the first meeting quite a bit. Good defense. Italy hanging in, refusing to fall behind in the game until the midway portion of that contest, and that's when Venezuela scored 7 pretty quick runs to win it 7-0.
Kind of surprising, too, because Italy really got to the spot in their bullpen they wanted to be. They brought in Jason Grilli, but he couldn't get anybody out. Nobody could get on base in 3 innings against him last night.
Strike to Chavez. Andy with the Mets. He was 2 for 5 against Italy in the first game. He knocks that one foul. The Mets failed to make the playoffs, but he batted .313 over the last 84 games for New York.
Laughing at Jimmy Rollins and David Wright going at it.
Cut on and missed. He chased one out of the zone at 93. A rising fastball strikes out Chavez.
Just overpowering. 94, 95 miles an hour. Not really the command, you know, that you need to succeed on the long term at the big league level, but the potential is there to get there.
Well, Mora, who dropped out a bunt, a sacrifice in the 1st inning after the first man had doubled. Not bunting here. 4 for 9 in the tournament. Base is empty and 2 men out. Mora with good power hit 23 home runs for Baltimore last season, and he has homered in this tournament. Ottavino delivers and let up pitches in there for a called strike.
You know, one thing I've yet to see in this game, Ottavino shake off Cervelli. Once again, the catcher has been in total command.
Foul tipped into the mid. He struck him out.
Not only calling for the pitch, but calling for the location, wanting him to elevate that fastball for the last 2 strikeouts.
Melvin Mora down on strike. Still 0-0.
We like to establish our dominance with a fastball.
Make sure you're getting up over your front leg.
We throw inside when we have to. And we don't listen to that.
The major leagues down to the minor details. Major League Baseball 2K9. Rated E for everyone.
Now for a limited time, get a KFC Famous Bowls combo with drink for only $2.99. Layers of our home-style mashed potatoes, sweet corn, and all-white meat crispy chicken, all topped with gravy and a 3-cheese blend. KFC Famous Bowls combo, only $2.99.
Why watch the big dance on cable when you can watch it like a true Hoops fan? With DirecTV, you can watch 4 games at once, including every game in the tournament. It's college hoops the way it should be, and it's only on DirecTV.
Someone wants us out of the way.
theaters and IMAX.
How much sugar is in these energy drinks? Let's find out. While waiting, you should know. 5-Hour Energy contains 0 sugar and only 4 calories. Its blend of B vitamins and amino acids can help you feel awake, alert, and productive for hours without the crash or jitters. The answer is 12. Over 12 teaspoons of sugar and 200 calories in these energy drinks. 0 sugar and 4 calories in 5-Hour Energy. There's a reason people choose 5-Hour Energy 2.5 million times a week. 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later.
It's time to get more out of your tires. It's time to get Cooper. Because now during Cooper's National Take the Money and Ride Spring Event, you'll not only get unbeatable performance, you'll get up to a $50 rebate by mail when you buy 4 qualifying Cooper tires. Cooper's Take the Money and Ride Spring Event. Get your rebate form and all the details at a participating Cooper dealer or at coopertire.com. But do it today. The road and your rebate check are waiting.
No score, top of the 4th, Italy and Venezuela. It is an elimination game of the World Baseball Classic here in Toronto. Now for our Coors Light cold hard facts. It's been a story of the rest of the pitching staff aside from Silva, Hernandez, and Galarraga actually not doing too well. 1950 that ERA for everybody else.
Well, and none of those 3 available tonight.
Frank Costanzo will lead things off. He doubled in the 2nd inning. A weak bullpen for Venezuela certainly cost them against the United States, really pounding on that pen. Waved at by Costanzo. It'll be Denorfia and Mazzante to follow him.
Trying to find a way to bridge the ball game to that guy will be the key for Venezuela tonight. Of course, everybody knows the look of K-Rod.
Coming off an historic season for Anaheim. It's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. No longer with the Angels as a free agent, signing with the Mets. Cut on and missed. That one disappeared by Gonzalez.
Good changeup. You know, which is something you got to do the 2nd time, 3rd time through the lineup. Tells me that this guy is ready to be a starting pitcher at the big league level.
Costanzo, a left-hand hitter in the Orioles farm system. Got a piece of it, fouled it off.
He's one of those guys that when I watched OB to begin with, he was confident from the very beginning. Some of the guys were a little nervous type, shaky. This guy acts like he belongs.
Jammed in there, still 2-2. Gonzalez not a big guy, a stocky man. He is 5'10", about 210 pounds. He is up to 55 pitches. Got him. Struck him out with a good changeup. His 3rd K in the book. Now on the other side for Adam Ottavino. Looks like he is done for the night. Huh?
It's going to be the end of the night. Right there, Cervelli telling him, nice job, you know, let's get ready to go. And then all of a sudden, Cervelli looking at Coach Tom Trebelhorn going, that's it? Man, I like what I saw. But this time of the year, you've got a young arm like that. You've got to favor the side of caution.
Here's Denorfia. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out to 3rd.
23 years of age for Ottavino. You run him out there one more time, Tony La Russa is going to be waiting on you.
It's a phone call in the office for Marco Mazzieri.
Got the little mouthpiece there. It's what you call a grinder. Not like Pedroia or Euclid, but grinds those teeth while he's throwing.
Denorfia pops it up over first base. Cabrera up underneath it. And 2 down in the 4th inning for Italy. The Italian team not expected to even win 1 game in this tournament. They did exactly that last night. A shocker against Canada to eliminate the Canadian team from the World Baseball Classic.
You know what, though? We've had shockers. Okay, we've been surprised with the Netherlands, what happened with Australia and Italy with the big win. But you know what? None of them have advanced yet. That will be the real shock for one of those 3 teams to get to round 2.
Of course, the Netherlands already with that gigantic upset over the Dominican Republic, and they've got them again.
They got to do it again. They got to do it tonight. And just like with what Italy did a night ago, they've got to repeat.
Mazzante tags this one into left, but right to Ordonez in a few strides, and the side is retired. Gonzalez breezes for the second straight inning. He needs some offensive support. No score in this one, but Miguel Cabrera with the kind of bat who can change that with one mighty swing. Still looking for his first hit in the tournament.
Just how crazy is your phone bill? Cut costs with Vonage and get your first 3 months at $9.95 a month. Get unlimited calls across the U.S., 25 amazing features, and experience remarkable digital phone service. Always low at $24.99, now just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Hurry, offer ends soon. Sign up at 877-4VONAGE or Vonage.com.
This is a special announcement. The public is entitled to purchase cars and homes seized by police and bank agents. An inventory of cars and homes are available now and will be sold to the public. Call 800-620-6812. Cars available from $500. Homes available from $199 a month. Down payment assistance available for those who qualify. For listings in your area, call 800-620-6812. That's 800-620-6812. Call 800-620-6812.
The brackets are coming. Who's your lock? You're upset. You're Cinderella. You know you're right. Prove it. Surrender to the insanity. Play Tournament Challenge on ESPN.com or on your mobile phone. Sign up for free today.
Chosen one, huh?
Everyone's going berserk for Papa John's newest team member. The new Ultimate Pepperoni Pizza. A large pepperoni pizza loaded with double the pepperoni. 84 slices on a crispy thin crust. Get a large Ultimate Pepperoni Pizza. A huge value. Only $11.99. Get a free Coke Zero and taste the madness. Only when you add 2 20-ounce Cokes online at papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
A large Ultimate Pepperoni Pizza. Just $11.99.
The Classic rolls on tomorrow, 5:30 on ESPN2. The Dominican Netherlands winner taking on Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic. Here in Toronto, we have no score. And Cervelli real early out to the mound to wait on the next pitcher for Italy.
You know what? That's what they were talking about when they said he took over the game. He took charge of the 3 pitchers last night for Team Italy, and he's waiting right there to do it again. Look at the confidence that he exudes right there going to the next pitcher, Thiago De Silva.
De Silva, who pitched in the Italian League last year. He'll face Bobby Abreu, Miguel Cabrera, and Magli Ordonez. Good luck. And that is in there for a called strike. De Silva with excellent command. Last season, 4-4 for San Marino. In 65 2/3 innings, he only walked 12, and he struck out 70.
Well, and as you look at that motion, can you not tell that he's passed through the Japanese league? I mean, take a look at that. With the command, hesitation, the tremendous strength you have to have on that back leg. Look at him here. We've seen this before. A little Dice K type, a little bit pause there, kind of herky-jerky type, and his out pitch is a terrific straight changeup.
He's also played some shortstop professionally. Abreu getting his first look at him, checks his swing. Bobby 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Has 4 hits and 9 trips in this WBC to date. Venezuela with a major leaguer at every spot in the lineup. The hesitation, the 2-1, and he left it low. 3-1.
Might have been a strike in the Italian league, but it won't be with Jerry Meals behind the plate. It probably wasn't. It looked to be down a little bit.
Only United States umpires, major league umpires, have umpired home plate throughout the tournament.
Well, in this bracket, they've been very good.
Sharply, but on the carpet. Dallas Pedale will throw on to Mazzante for the out. And Abreu is 0 for 2.
Talking with Nick Punto about Dallas Padali and just kind of going around the field with everybody. He said he is a solid defender. Good hands. Take a look at this here. Routine, yeah, but you've got some inconsistent turf out there. So what does he do? He gets down on one knee to make sure that ball does not get by him, knowing that second base you got a lot of time to make a short throw.
An overdue Miguel Cabrera takes down and away for ball 1. He walked in the first inning, but he's 0 for 9 in the tournament. Rick, he's left 10 men on base, no homers or RBIs, and he struck out 3 times. High fly ball, but this one going to be well off the line. But he hit it a long way for a noisy strike.
Well, you expect that. You expect the power. Take a look at the stride. Andres Galarraga was talking about it. They wanted to shorten it up in BP so that they would quicken up his bat a little bit, able to square the ball up more. He was clearly underneath that again. That ball had a big sound, but it was not good contact.
The 1-1 tied him up. 1-2.
That is a great changeup. Oh my. Off-speed pitch like that, a long stride with what Cabrera's got, that's not a good combination. But this kid's so dangerous, and he's got the ability to shorten up.
It's sharply, and that's fair down the left field line. It'll bounce back to Catalano. Cabrera looking for 2, and the throw will be late as he slides in with a double. So Miguel Cabrera with his first hit of the tournament. And it's extra bases with 1 out in the 4th.
What a nice adjustment made there by Cabrera. Just 25 years of age. We marvel at all the things he does offensively. You got to give him a little bit of credit for being intelligent. He made a mistake earlier, the first couple of strides, trying to hit the ball too far, too long with his stride. OB, he just shortened up there, and he's standing on second base.
Well, we'll see if Ordonez can break through as well. He is 0 for 8 in the tournament himself. Maglio coming off a 103 RBI campaign with the Tigers. He hit .317. But very quiet so far in the World Baseball Classic. De Silva with a man at second. 2-0.
Let's take a look here at the 2 different swings. Take a look at this, the foul ball. Look at how far out he is. Look at the spin. Look at how long he got, knowing he had no chance. Take a look at this one. Right there, I mean, the foot is down. You see how it was firm. It was planted. It was shorter. Now he's got that hit that he needed. He may not make another out.
Ordonez trying to pick him up. Chop foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. Carlos Guillen on deck.
It's all about balance. I mean, hitters want to have good balance at the plate, and as a pitcher, you want to try to offset their balance. Andres Galarraga helping Cabrera recognize that mistake, that flaw in his stance, in his stride, making a difference.
De Silva falling behind again. 3-1. Carlos Guillen on deck. So these Tigers come at you in waves in the heart of the Venezuelan lineup. Venezuela looking to punch their ticket, move on to Miami in round 2. They'll be joined in this pool by the United States. 3-1. Up the middle with a ground ball. Punto with a sliding stop, and he saves a run there. It'll be a base hit for Ordonez, but Cabrera could not score. Nick Punto ranging nicely into center field on the rug to keep that one right there.
Right there is where positioning, as far as an infield is concerned, has a lot to do. Look at where he's at, playing him straight up because of the changeup that he's got. But when you fall behind, to me, that's when De Silva is going to throw his fastball. Wasn't able to pull that ball, and because of where Nick Punto started, he was not able to make that play. Able to get there, but not in time. That changes everything. If he starts out just 2 feet towards the middle, more so than where he was, he gets there, you throw him out, you've got 2 outs, you don't have a problem. Now you've got issues.
Issue number 1 is Carlos Guillen at home plate. 0 for 1 with a fly to right. 2 for 8 in the World Baseball Classic so far. They're showing off pretty good power. Men at first and third. Italy, however, as they pinch in on the middle with a chance to turn 2 and get out of this jam. Panarotti and Olgenberger warming up in the bullpen for Team Italy. No score in the 4th. De Silva from the set and hits the outside corner for a strike. That one stroked. A rocket to right. Chiarini can't make the play. Here comes Cabrera. He's in to score. Ordonez to third. And it's a run-scoring double for Guillen, and he hit the daylights out of it. He jumped all over that pitch. 1-0 Venezuela.
Yeah, but the difference in this inning, as opposed to the others, is that Miguel Cabrera got it started. He was the guy that touches home plate after the drive off the bat of Guillen. You knew Cabrera would score. You didn't know about Maglio. Maglio would have scored here if it weren't for the effort on the part of the center fielder. Chris Denorfia comes a long ways. He sees the effort on the part of Mario. Mario's coming back to get it, but it was Denorfia that got to it in time, keeping Maglio at third base and keeping this right now at a 1-run ball game.
Runners at second and third with 1 out. Cabrera getting it going with that leadoff double. De Silva will stay in for now, and Jose Lopez, who has been one of the hottest hitters in the tournament, will come on up to swing with the opportunity to make it 3-0 on a base hit.
That was a good spot for pitching coach Bill Holmberg to go out there. You've got an inexperienced guy on the mound, never pitched in the big leagues. You've got to remind him you got a base open. Well, look at this. They're going to take the pressure off of him and put it directly on the manager for making the decision.
So Lopez will be intentionally walked, and that'll fill up the bases for the number 8 hitter, Ramon Hernandez. And Lopez is 6 for 8 in the first 3 games of the tournament.
I tell you what, I'm going to stick my neck out. I like this move. I like this move a lot. It gives you a chance to throw 1 pitch, get 2 outs, and get out of this inning. If it doesn't work, he's going to have a lot of questions to answer. What were you doing? You loaded the bases. If he walks the next guy, oh my goodness. Now as a manager, you're really in trouble. But you know what? It gives your pitcher and your team the best chance they have to succeed.
Ball 4 to Lopez. He is on. And Venezuela has a man at every base here in Ordonez, Guillen, and Jose Lopez.
And you know what? Obi, even if you don't get the double play, say you just get an out, wouldn't you rather face Hernandez and his Turris than Lopez and Hernandez?
No doubt. Yeah. Hernandez 0 for 1 fly to right field. Goes after the very first pitch and comes up empty for strike 1. Tantalizing pitch at 71 miles an hour. Hernandez 2 for 7 in the tournament. Venezuela with a golden chance to take a healthy lead here in this elimination game. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Adam Ottavino started for Italy. He went 3 scoreless innings, allowed only 1 hit, and he struck out 3. He was impressive. But now into the Italian bullpen, and it's not going so well in the 4th inning. 2-1.
It's not going well at all. You've got a command guy on the mound, a guy that normally throws a lot of strikes, that all of a sudden is struggling.
And doing that struggling against major league hitters.
Well, that's what Venezuela has that is also the strength of USA. And then they go 1 through 9. Nobody else in this tournament can say that or do that.
De Silva with 23 pitches in the inning. He'll back away as Hernandez steps out.
You know, even Canada with the great names that they've got, they had some holes at the top and bottom, and they were left-handed dominant, and that hurt them.
Bases loaded. Here's the 2-1. Hit sharply and right under Punto's glove. 1 run in as Ordonez scores. Here comes Guillen. He scores. A hot shot by Ramon Hernandez. Punto couldn't handle it. 3-0 Venezuela.
That's got to be an error. I'm not the official scorer, but Nick Punto was right there, and he is really frustrated at himself. As a manager, there's nothing more that you can do. As a pitcher, you did exactly what you wanted. You've got the one guy out there you want the ball really hit at, and Nick Punto could not make that play.
And it will be ruled an error. It could have been the play that got him out of the inning if they turned 2 on it. It was certainly hit hard enough to be a double play. And here's Turris. He takes a strike. 3-0 Venezuela on a huge error by Nick Punto.
Take a look at this. He's there. Wow.
Runners at first and second. Only 1 out for Cesar Turris. He's grounded to third. That pitch got him. It hit him. That one might have been thrown behind him. It is going to load up the bases here. Hit batsman. And suddenly it is unraveling for Team Italia.
It was behind him, but I'm surprised that it was ruled hit by pitch because Cervelli caught the ball clean.
A hit batsman fills him up again.
I think I got to make a move here. Oh, that ball did glance off his back calf. How in the world did Cervelli catch that?
Like a foul tip?
Yeah.
So they're all filled up for Andy Chavez, who has doubled and struck out. And he takes a strike. 3 runs in for Venezuela. A win and they move on in the tournament. It is a double elimination event. Both of these teams have already lost once. And for Italy, it was at the hands of this Venezuelan team, 7-0 in their first game of the tournament. Chavez waiting, and a strike to him to make it 0-2. Well, has the magic run out for Italy and Marco Mazzaretti, and his team is fallen behind 3-0 to Venezuela.
I think they could get 3 back, but you give up a couple of more and I start having my doubts.
One thing is for sure, the Venezuelan bullpen can open some doors for you. 0-2, and he got fisted there to foul it back.
Yeah, and it looks like Gonzalez is done. Ramon Ramirez has been throwing throughout this inning. It looks like he will be coming into the ball game. I think even K-Rod would be a welcome change right now for Italy. They had no chance against Enrique Gonzalez.
Bottom of the 4th inning, turning into a big frame for Venezuela. Here's the 0-2 to Chavez. Stopped by Cervelli, and he will trot out to the hill here to chat with De Silva, who has allowed 3 hits. He's also hit a batter, but it was a giant error committed by Nick Punto behind him on a double play ball. You figure if a major mistake is going to be made on the defensive side for Italy, it would be made by a non-major leaguer. It's not the case. Punto with the Minnesota Twins. Fly ball into left center field. Denorfi is there. That'll produce another run. Lopez tags up, and he is in to score to make it 4-0. Chavez picks up the RBI. 4-zip Venezuela.
Boy, what a professional at bat there on the part of Indy Chavez. Battling, fouling off some tough pitches, knowing that he's got to get the ball in the air. There comes a straight changeup, and it almost looks like De Silva's starting to run out of gas there. Not near where he wanted, but credit to Silva for picking up another run.
Mazzieri out to lift his pitcher here. He's going to make the change right now. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Venezuela has opened it up against Italy and leads 4-0 in this elimination game in Toronto.
Remain on 8 with Pete Cole. We're looking for players to test the new Top Flight Gamer.
I like a 3-piece.
The Gamer is a 3-piece.
I'll try it.
Hold on, Cowboy. You serious about the game?
Yeah.
Winner rules?
Cheating.
Gimmies?
Make the putt.
Mulligans. We found our guy. The new 3-piece Top Flight Gamer. 2 are like spin and control. Legendary distance. Get your game on.
I have high blood pressure, and I was surprised to learn that it may have led to my erectile dysfunction. That's when my doctor told me about Levitra.
Certain medical conditions, including high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, can decrease blood flow, which may lead to ED.
That was news to me. And my doctor told me Levitra could help.
Levitra works by increasing blood flow to help treat ED.
Levitra works for me. Maybe it can work for you.
Ask your doctor if you are healthy enough for sexual activity. If you have heart problems, are on alpha blocker therapy, or have uncontrolled high blood pressure, talk to your doctor before taking Levitra. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss of vision or hearing, stop taking Levitra and call your doctor right away. Ask your doctor if Levitra is right for you.
Partner, we've heard all 4 teams complain about the turf here in the Rogers Center, what used to be known as the Sky Dome, but this had nothing to do with the turf. I had to take another look at it just in disbelief. It takes one big hop, and it was actually in the air as the ball got past Nick Punto. But as you look at that field, it's all broken up in a bunch of little squares. They've got truck pulls and auto shows and things here, so they're constantly taking it out and putting it back down. A lot of inconsistency there, but you can't blame the turf for that.
Now, for more on that, let's go downstairs to David Amber. David?
Yeah, Rick, as you were saying, the players are really complaining about this. I talked to some of the American players as far as the turf were concerned, and they said it's worse than Tropicana, which they thought was the worst in the majors. And really, it's like you're saying, there's those seams there, and if things fall in and hit a live spot or a dead spot, you don't know exactly how to play the ball. It can handcuff you guys.
All right, David, thank you very much. All those tractor pulls. Here's Melvin Mora, the 9th man to hit for Venezuela in the inning. Goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Casey Olenberger coming out of the bullpen, and that catch made for out number 3. Carlos Guillen comes up with the big hit, the big double, but of course there was a giant error as well. 4-0 Venezuela.
Pre-order Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars for the Nintendo DS and start with $10,000 and the best weapons only at GameStop. Power to the players. Rated M for mature.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. It was a beautiful day in the park.
Kevin, can you hand me
that turned to panic in an instant. And everything depended on a brick house child locator.
Kevin!
And packed inside every locator is the only battery Brickhouse trusts, Duracell. So even if you hope you'll never have to use it, it still has to work. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
May I help you?
Hi, I need to start saving on car insurance.
Money a bit tight?
Yeah, I've had to cut back, sell some stuff. Like his watch.
Ah. We can help you save because we instantly compare your Progressive Direct rate with rates from other top companies. Watch this. Nice savings.
This means I can buy my watch back. Oh, this watch? Yeah. Not for sale.
That's cold.
Making sure you get a great deal. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
It's time to expose the truth about zero trans fats. Zero isn't really zero. In fact, it can be almost as much as half a gram per serving. And all that bad fat can really add up. Smart Balance, the buttery spread that's as close to zero trans fat as nature allows. Want to know more? Visit thetruthabouttransfat.com. Smart Balance Buttery Spread, where great taste meets good health.
Time for our pitching comparison. It's brought to you by the video game MLB 09 The Show. And right now, 4-0. Venezuela taking command against the Italian pitching staff. I know you're dying to see that, Rick. We'll get it to you in just a moment. There's nothing like you taking a pitching summary.
You tricked me, didn't you?
I did. I got you excited about that. We'll get it to you.
I mean, that's the one spot where you need me right there to explain that pitching summary, and I wasn't there for you.
Alex Liddy will lead things off as Italy tries for a comeback here. And a 4-0 Venezuelan lead on to the 5th. The World Baseball Classic road comes to an end for one of these two teams right here tonight. He tried to bunt. He offered and missed it. And it's 0-2 on Liddy.
We got a new pitcher, Ramon Ramirez. A guy that's in the Cincinnati organization, battling for that 5th spot in the rotation with Dusty Baker's team. Fastball, you saw a little breaking ball there, and a great straight changeup.
Cut on and missed, and he blows away Liddy. 84 miles an hour to get him.
He blew him away with that great straight changeup. Take a look at the movement and take a look at the location. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. Normally you don't see a lot of changeups unless Greg Maddux is on the mound. That is the big strength of Ramirez. You saw it there.
26-year-old Venezuelan. Cervelli going after the first pitch and knocking that one foul.
I like what happened in the dugout between innings here. Manager Marco Mazzieri going up to everybody, bringing them all together. Everybody coming in. Let's go. Okay, you know what? Our leader, his error, that being Nick Punto, led to a bunch of runs. Let's get one at a time.
0-2 on the catcher. Cervelli was drilled in the 2nd inning, and that loaded up the bases for Italy, but they could not produce a run on it on that opportunity.
This game looks a lot like what happened the first time.
It really does.
Those two teams met.
And almost the exact point in the game that it turned in Venezuela's favor when they went on to a 7-0 win in the first game.
And now 22 consecutive scoreless innings for Italy against Venezuela over the 2 World Baseball Classics.
Mario Chiarini is on deck. And Ramirez with a 1-2 pitch, a broken bad looper caught by Cabrera. 2 up, 2 down. Here's that pitching summary. I've been looking for it, son. And Ottavino was really very good. 3 strikeouts in 3 innings for Team Italia, and Gonzalez went 4, striking out 3. And so far, one of the better starting pitching performances we've seen in the tournament.
No question about that. 2 big guys with big arms.
I knew that would be worth waiting for.
Yeah, but earlier I had some really good stuff for you.
That was the A stuff.
Just wasn't going to try to squeeze it in with 2 outs.
Didn't have any time. A strike. Chiarini, who lined to center field in that 2nd inning with the bases loaded. He smoked a liner, but Andy Chavez was able to cover the ground straight ahead to make a nice running catch, and that was that for Italy. Fisted blooper into right center. Chavez coming on. Out goes the second baseman, Lopez, and that one's going to bounce in for a hit. Over the shoulder, trying to make the catch, but it will fall in.
You know, one thing, I didn't see the ball game in 06 these 2 teams played, but I did see the game and the opportunities Italy had to score in this World Baseball Classic. And you know what? Mike Piazza was exactly right about his team. He goes, these guys aren't afraid, and one thing we know is that they're going to swing it. You know, they're not going to get cheated. They're not going to be intimidated at home plate, but they still can't touch home against Venezuela.
Well, after the break, we'll talk to Mike Piazza about that issue and if they can rally here against Venezuela.
Italy's got to be thinking about firing their head coach, don't they?
Somehow I think not. Just the fact that they got 6 runs against Canada and 1 last night.
Might fire him as a hitting coach and Stilling as a DH.
Well, here's Punto, who's gone 0 for 2. He has flied out to right and flied out to center. He is 1 for 12 in the tournament and just made obviously a very costly error, which 2 runs came in to score on that play, and it's 4-0 Venezuela. Irini with the bloop single, getting his lead. 2-1 on Punto. Nick, a very versatile player, can play second, third, short. He can play the outfield. One of those guys that every good team seems to have. Trickles that one foul. 2-2.
You know what? Not having a good series offensively, and the error was huge, but I think about what Lou Piniella has long said about, give me some guys I can win with. Ron Gardenhire, the manager of the Twins, knows he's got one of those guys. He's going to battle. He's going to make the plays most of the time. He's going to see a lot of pitches per at bat. He's just a professional.
Switch hitter. Chiarini with a short lead, both feet in the sliding box there, and he got jammed again, fighting that one off foul. Punto made his major league debut with the Phillies back in 2001 against the Montreal Expos. With a pinch hit single in his first at bat. Up and away to fill the count on Punto. Davide Dallas Padali is on deck, the young second baseman. But there are 2 out. Not a lot of punch in the Italian attack so far today. They have been held to 2 hits. Runner goes, and that's ball 4. So Punto is on. That'll put him on at first and second.
Might be a pinch hitter coming up here. You got to get something going offensively. Take a look at this. I like that. I like this move. I mean, Dallas Padali has scuffled. He's not an offensive type guy. He's more of a guy that's in there for his defense. He's already struck out twice tonight. You know, why wait? We saw that with Ernie Witt last night with Team Canada. We wondered why in the 7th inning he didn't go to his bench to try to get something going. He went to it finally in the 8th and 9th, but that was too late.
Well, Jack Santora, the switch hitter, shortstop by trade, will be the pinch hitter now. Dallas Padali struck out twice and looked overmatched in both of his at bats. So Mazzieri does not want to wait around. He'll bring someone off the bench here, try and get some magic going. That is ball 1.
Well, they had a great book on Dallas Padali. I mean, even in the first game of this tournament, he did not get the ball out of the infield. So this is the right move. Again, whether it works or not.
Santora played in Italy last season. He's out of UCLA as he takes a ball outside. Selected by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the 19th round in 1999, and now a conference.
Well, that's a big spot in the ballgame, and the reason for that is the man in the on-deck circle. The one guy, when you look at Italy's lineup, you say, I don't want to let him beat me, is Frank Catalinato. You walk Santora, and you bring him up as the tying run.
.2-0 pitch, and that's going to miss for ball 3.
You've got to take 2 here. You're definitely taking this pitch. And I would take the 3-1 pitch just in hopes of being given first base, and you can get Catalinato up there to hit.
A strike. Santora had dropped the bat and left to retrieve that. Mazzieri didn't think so. Chiarini in scoring position. Punto at first. Italy trying to break through for the first time ever in WBC play against Team Venezuela, and that's a strike. And he did take 2 in a row. The count is full.
2 outstanding pitches. I mean, right on the black. Oh my goodness. That was ball 4.
Runners on the move, and it's trickle foul. Chiarini and Punto are in motion with 2 out and a full count, and they'll go back.
I think when Santura dropped that bat on the 3-0 pitch, I think he upset Jerry Meals, but Jerry Meals flat out stuck it to him on that 3-1 pitch. You embarrass me, I'm going to embarrass you right back. I don't agree with it, but that's what just happened.
Runners move again, and that one is slapped in the air. Ordonez backing up with room, will make the catch, and the side is retired. Nothing doing again for Mike Piazza's team. The hitting coach may want to grab a bat. His team getting shut out 4-0. We'll talk to Mike in just a moment.
We like to establish our dominance with a fastball.
Make sure you're getting up over your front leg.
We throw inside when we have to. And we don't listen to that.
The major leagues down to the minor details. Major League Baseball 2K9. Rated E for everyone.
Why watch the big dance on cable when you can watch it like a true Hoops fan? With DirecTV, you can watch 4 games at once, including every game in the tournament. It's college hoops the way it should be, and it's only on DirecTV.
Dad? It's time. You'd be a really nice catch for somebody. Please?
Just for Men takes 5 easy minutes, targets only the gray hair, and can start something great.
Yes!
Just for Men.
Step 2, 3, and
whatever steps you're taking to impress your partner. Don't let erectile dysfunction get in the way. Viagra, America's most prescribed ED treatment, can help you enjoy a more satisfying sexual experience. To learn more, take a spin around Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Now's the time to take the lead. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
Back in Toronto here at Rogers Center, Venezuela with all the offense to this point as they lead it 4-0. Bottom of the 5th coming up, and delighted to have the great Mike Piazza with us, a future Hall of Fame catcher who is the hitting instructor for Team Italy. And Mike, thanks so much for being with us. Are you a little bit tempted to grab a bat and get out there? And I mean, getting shut out at this point.
Well, tempted, yes, but then when it's kind of like a car, there's no gas left. You know, you're going to hit it, it just kind of putters. And so the guys are like, when are you going to get in the cage? I said, if we get to Miami, hopefully, well, I'll get in the cage. But right now, you know, hopefully we can pick up a few runs and get back in this game. Hey, Mike, let's talk about a night ago and just how much fun that was to watch those kids play. No, and you know, too, Sud, I mean, it's just fun to see these guys play up to the competition. I mean, you're battling the best ball players in the world, and especially the native guys. I mean, the Italian-American guys who have experience, and, you know, I'm glad that it's rubbing off. And, you know, we have a good atmosphere, and guys are really...
Abreu spanks this one, and forget about it. That one is deep into the seats. That was Bobby Abreu touching them all as the former New York Yankee is taking that show to the Angels. Makes it 5-0 Venezuela. And a great stroke on that pitch to lengthen the lead as Venezuela in this elimination game goes up by 5.
Well, he jumped all over it. Mistake. Yeah. Inner half. No, he just dropped the bat on the ball there. And as you could see, you know, I mean, you're facing this type of lineup with these quality hitters. I mean,
they wear you down. So last night we were able to make the pitches, and tonight we made a few mistakes and weren't able to convert some opportunities. But, again, these guys are tough. For us to get in this game, we got to try and keep it close here.
Mike, how important is the World Baseball Classic to Italy and baseball there?
Well, I think it's definitely a pivotal step to, baseball's been around in Italy since, before the war, actually. And I think now they really want to make a concerted effort to improve the game over there, to develop players. I mean, you see this kid on third base playing his heart out, and Alessandro in the bullpen. And so I think once you get a couple of native guys to get to the major leagues.
Cabrera, a rocket shot, gone back-to-back for Venezuela. But that had a lot of Mike Piazza on it, that stroke. Cabrera with 37 home runs to lead the American League last season. He has finally come unleashed. Big double in the 4th inning. And this was, it's still echoing around Rogers Center. He got all of it.
Mike, I was talking with Andres Galarraga before the game about Cabrera, and he said his stride was just too long. He was trying to do too much. He said really all he needs to do is get one hit. Well, after he got that ground ball double, it seems like everything fell in place for him, did it not?
Well, it's true. And then, you got to remember, too, Sud, it's still spring training, technically, for these guys. Yeah. So, that was one thing we needed to try to exploit, is that their timing is off a little. But unfortunately, again, it is tough when you have these quality hitters, guy after guy after guy. You got to continue to make good pitches every at bat, and they just wear you down. So, it looks tough now, but you just never know in this game. If we can hopefully get some walks and a couple of key hits, you never know. It's tough. We need to try to, put the brakes on right now. We'll see what happens.
Maglio Ordonez in the batter's box here. Back-to-back home runs by Abreu and Cabrera, and that one a high deep drive into center. On the move, Denorfia. That's over his head. Ordonez will trot into second with a stand-up double, and Venezuela has woken up. Well, Mike, I know you've got a little work to do. A little more now, as it turns out, since you joined us. But thanks so much. Always a pleasure.
All right. Thanks, guys. Great job, as always.
You're the best, man. Thanks, you.
Take care.
Great Mike Piazza. And here comes the manager for Team Italia, Marco Mazzieri. And a heart of the order for Venezuela. Swinging the bats right now the way they were capable of throughout the tournament. With 7 pitches, 10 total bases. That's a tough outing for a reliever. Andres Galarraga in Venezuela delighted with it so far here in the 5th inning. Ordonez with a rocket double, but the home run balls by Bobby Abreu and Miguel Cabrera have lit up Venezuela.
On the road to show people
we've made a great product even better. Watch.
Now every drop of Shell gasolines contain a nitrogen-enriched cleaning system that seeks and destroys engine gunk left by lower quality gasoline.
It then acts as a barrier that protects engines from performance-robbing gunk.
Try new nitrogen-enriched Shell gasolines.
Helping you get the most out of every drop.
Next stop, I want to drive.
We have a code blue.
Code what?
Code blue?
Code blue. Code blue.
Divide by the total sales, you'll see how we came up with the 10%.
Code blue?
Code blue.
The cold activated bottle from Coors Light. The mountains on the label turn blue when your beer is as cold as the Rockies.
Code what?
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Why watch the big dance on cable when you can watch it like a true Hoops fan? With DirecTV, you can watch 4 games at once, including every game in the tournament. It's college hoops the way it should be, and it's only on DirecTV.
Right now, Fridays has 10 entrees for just $9.99 each, like zesty sizzling chicken and shrimp or tender sirloin steak. The top 10 menu's the real deal, and no one else has it. Give me the choice of 10 full entrees for $9.99. Give me more Fridays.
A&W Root Beer is crafted with premium ingredients like aged vanilla for a straight-from-the-barrel taste. Also available in cans and bottles.
Dejection certainly on the Italian side, but a different sort of emotion for a couple of big bats and a couple of big sluggers for Venezuela. You will seldom see 3 consecutive shots hit this hard as we just did by Abreu, Cabrera, and Ordonez. And Ordonez with the double after Abreu and Cabrera went out of the ballpark. Luca Panaretti is coming out of the bullpen, the left-hander for Italy. He pitched for the Gulf Coast Reds last season and trying to keep Venezuela from crushing another one.
We were told before the game this would be the one scenario where they would use Panaretti. You want to turn Carlos Guillen around to the right side where he gets fewer at bats, and you want to throw as many changeups as you possibly can.
Guillen has doubled in a run and also flied out to right field. He's 1 for 2. A little chopper, Punto there. He'll gobble it up and get him. 1 man out, down to third moves Ordonez. And here comes the skipper again.
Marco Mazzarelli telling me before the game that was the only scenario that he planned on using that left-hander. The intentional pass could have worked if they could have caught the ground ball. The pinch hitter could have worked if ball 4 would have been called ball 4. I mean, there's only so much you can do as a manager.
So that's all for Panaretti. A quick exit for him as anticipated. Another pitching change, and we'll be back in a moment.
Nissan has always stood for performance and quality, but look closer. Nissan delivers exceptional value and financing on our full line. A $199 lease on Rogue and $199 or $1,500 cash on Altima. Both Consumers Digest Best Buys. And 0.9% or $2,250 cash on Sentra. Act now. Offers end soon. Look closer. Nissan delivers.
Everyone's going berserk for Papa John's newest team member. Y'all ready for this? The new Ultimate Pepperoni Pizza. A large pepperoni pizza loaded with double the pepperoni. 84 slices on a crispy thin crust. Get a large Ultimate Pepperoni Pizza. A huge value. Only $11.99. Get a free Coke Zero and taste the madness. Only when you add 2 20-ounce Cokes online at papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
A large Ultimate Pepperoni Pizza. Just $11.99.
Pre-order Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars for the Nintendo DS and start with $10,000 and the best weapons only at GameStop. Power to the players. Rated M for mature.
Well, it's elimination day, and for the Dominican Republic and the Netherlands, they're going at it in the bottom of the first inning. That game on the MLB network as we speak. Both of those teams 1-1. The Netherlands with a giant upset over the Dominican Republic. William Lamura coming out of the bullpen now for Italy. A runner at third base for Venezuela, which has scored all of their runs in the last 2 innings and taken a 6-0 lead.
Got a lot of pitches. At times the catcher's got to take off his glove to put down signs. More of a command type off-speed guy.
Ottavino there, the starter on the right. He was outstanding in 3 innings. But the bullpen not able to keep that going for Italy. There's a deep shot out to left and just over the wall for a home run. Jose Lopez with a 2-run shot. 8-0 Venezuela. What a tournament Lopez is having. And what a greeting for Lamura. That's the 3rd home run here in the 6th inning, 5th inning for Venezuela.
So much for a scouting report. I don't need to know. I'm looking for the baseball, see it, and hit it. Jose Lopez right there just saying, I'm flat out better than you, even though he was out front a little bit. Take a look at the strength of that young man, and what a player the Seattle Mariners have.
He has 7 hits in the first 3 games of the tournament. That his first home run. Hernandez here 0 for 2. Although he did reach on a critical error for the Italian team by Nick Punto, with the bases loaded in the 4th inning on a double play ball.
You just wondered how much Italy would have had left, particularly down there in the bullpen. They used their best 2 guys last night when they brought in Chris Cooper, and he had 3 scoreless, 3 great innings, and then they brought in Grilli. Those guys, they're not available tonight. And you just see the differences. You see the drop off as far as talent is concerned.
A called strike on Hernandez. So in this inning for the Italian bullpen, 3 pitchers have been on the hill. They've given up 4 hits, 4 runs on a total of 11 pitches. Gotten just 1 out. And there's another vapor trail deep to left field and way out of here. 4 home runs in the 5th for Venezuela. Hernandez crushes it. Abreu, Cabrera, Lopez, and Hernandez all touching them all in inning 5.
Not a whole lot you can do. This Venezuela lineup every bit as powerful as that for Team USA. And this young Team Italy is finding out the tough way. This thing cleared the 2nd level.
Cesar Torres here, and now you start to think about the early termination rule, the mercy rule in play.
Well, we got to get to 15 after 5, but
line into center field. Chiarini with the catch.
It may happen.
2 down. And here's a look at the early termination. They head by 10 or more runs after the 7th, 15 or more after the 5th inning. And the runs really piling up here for Venezuela.
Problem was the pitches piled up for Adam Ottavino. They'd like to have run him back out there for another inning. You just couldn't take a chance. You got a young guy with a bright future. But once he came out of the ball game, that's when the offense for Team Venezuela just started to dominate.
As Torres is grounded out and been hit by a pitch. He'll take one in tight for a ball. Andy Chavez here. Chavez the hitter. He's gone 1 for 2 with a double. And he rolls that one foul off the first baseline. So 2 down. In another giant inning for Venezuela. They scored the 4 in the 4th inning. And now 5 more here in the 5th. Chavez checks his swing and a pitch down into the dirt. Morrow would hit next. Venezuelan fans, those here at Rogers Center, with their whistles enjoying the festivities.
It's funny, man. They're a lot of fun to watch. They bring a lot of energy with them. It's almost like for every one fan for Venezuela, they make the noise of 3 or 4, don't they?
3-2 on Andy Chavez. And he is the 8th man to hit in this inning. They batted around in the 4th inning. He sucks that one into the corner. Sailing toward the warning track. It'll bounce on the turf. Chavez will have his 2nd double tonight.
You know, it said on the schedule that batting practice ended at 3:45 for Team Venezuela. I think it's continued.
Sure has in this inning, hasn't it? 4 homers, 2 doubles.
Well, you know what? These are big league hitters, and if you make mistakes with them, they're going to make you pay. And we really haven't seen any good pitches whatsoever. Not taking any credit away from Venezuela, but they're getting some really nice pitches to swing at.
Luis Mazza will pinch hit from Melvin Mora to score 9-0.
They batted around again.
Consecutive innings now for Venezuela. They've done that. Mazza swinging from his heels, but so is everybody else in the white uniform. Now they beat Italy 7-0. First time they met. They're dancing again. Melvin Mora really having a good time.
He was watching the other night when we had Jimmy Rollins on.
Fouled off and the count 0-2.
We might have to have a Dancing with the Stars dance-off tomorrow night. Jimmy Rollins, Melvin Mora, who you betting on?
You know, I don't know. I mean, they're two very different styles, and they're both very confident.
I'm telling you right now, if we can get Jimmy Rollins a whistle, he'll win. I've seen him. I've seen him work it.
A whistle?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He'll get the whole stadium involved.
The 1-2 to Mazza is off the plate. And Bobby Abreu, who started this onslaught for Venezuela with a long home run, is on deck. 4 of those hit in the inning for the Venezuelan team to really bust this thing open. 2-2. He would not chase it. Pitch into the dirt, and the count is full. There are 2 out. Venezuela trying to get into double figures on the scoreboard before the end of the inning.
Well, and Team Italy just trying to get anything on the scoreboard against Venezuela.
2-2 pitch, foul tip to the mid for strike 3, and the carnage is done for the 5th. But what an inning it was for Venezuela as they explode, hitting 4 home runs. It started with Bobby Abreu, no doubter, Cabrera, Lopez, and Hernandez, all touching them all. 9-0.
Dear PlayStation, MLB 09 The Show thinks I can't hit the high and inside fastball. You're gonna fix that, right?
Well, Dustin, PlayStation gamers demand the most realistic baseball game ever, so we're just going to keep it as is. It's called Integrity.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just polishing my MVP trophy. How many MVPs do you know that can't hit that pitch?
Apart from you?
MLB 09 The Show, the most realistic baseball game ever. Rated E for everyone.
You thought people wouldn't be traveling as much these days. So, why are they still leaving you behind? Time and again, to go off with their other car. Maybe it's the low rates on Avis.com. Maybe it's because your backseat smells like pickles. Or the rate thing.
Find our lowest rates on your favorite other car at Avis.com.
There's something about the freshness of Ireland that brings out the lasses. Get that clean scent from head to toe with new Irish Spring hair and body for all over freshness. New Irish Spring hair and body. Yes, sir. Hair and body.
Coaching tips, practice planning, safety and conditioning, and everything in between. The Little League Coach Resource Center. Go to littleleaguecoach.org for more information.
8. That's how many credit cards the average person has in their wallet. It's so easy to get into trouble with debt. Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest. They're the freedom people.
Call toll-free 1-800-215-3116.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
We are back in Toronto where the score is 9-0 Venezuela. They close in on moving on to round 2 and eliminating Italy as well. Leonardo Zelleri will step in here to pinch hit for Frank Catalano. So obviously Marco Mazzieri is starting to go to his bench and get some people some time in the World Baseball Classic set. Get them some experience after another big explosion by Venezuela.
I talked to Marco. He actually came up to me during batting practice and said that after the big win last night, he couldn't sleep. He went home and actually on his computer, he watched a replay of the game. And we, had mentioned some things about the younger players.
Line drive caught by Lopez for the out. Mazza taking over third, by the way, for Venezuela.
Wanting to get Cervelli in and also Liddy, and he said, you know what, I not only wanted to get him in, but I wanted him to sit that first game to kind of see what it was like, take it in, feeling like they had a better chance to succeed in the second game. Well, certainly they did, and now getting everybody in is for a different reason. He wants everybody to have some playing time.
Mike Costanzo has doubled and struck out. New catcher for Venezuela, that's Henry Blanco. First time that he's gotten behind there. A fine game by Ramon Hernandez as he wound up being part of that huge play in the fourth inning. The error by Punto and then belting a long home run. Out in front, Costanzo, and the count 1-2.
Well, we knew going in that Italy had to be perfect. They had to play a flawless game, and they had to do everything right offensively, and they've just not been able to do that.
They were pretty close to perfect last night against Canada. Costanzo down on strikes as they upset Team Canada here in Toronto 6-2. And coming up tomorrow on ESPN2, the Dominican Republic and the Netherlands. The winner of that one taking on Puerto Rico. We'll have it for you at 5:30 on ESPN2 in high definition.
I actually called the pitching coach for the Netherlands today, Bert Blyleven.
I've heard of him.
I thought he was pitching for them as well as they were playing. But he said no, they would have been eliminated right off if that were happening. I got tired of people asking me questions about how they did it and not knowing anything about it.
Denorfia looks at a strike, but they have been pitching exceptionally well, and that win over the Dominican, they won 1-0.
You're exactly right, and they had a 1-0 lead last night in the 8th inning. He said they still had plenty of pitching, but offensively they were behind the other teams that were in that bracket.
All right, facing elimination, but can also move into the next round. The Dominican Republic heavily favored again, but they've already been knocked around in one game by the Netherlands.
A little bit surprised in this tournament that Canada's not playing tonight. That was the only thing that I think we kind of looked for. As far as the two teams that were going to advance from here to go on to play the two teams from that bracket, there's no surprise with Venezuela and USA.
Denorfia tags this one to left. That drives Ordonez back, but he's on the track for the catch, and the side is retired. On to the home half of the 6th inning, and a 9-0 lead for Venezuela.
One game at a time? That's no way to follow the big dance. With NCAA Mega March Madness, only from DirecTV, you can watch up to 4 games at the same time. You'll have access to all 64 tournament games and the most games in HD, plus live scores and interactive brackets, all at your fingertips. You won't have to find the upsets. They'll find you. Order NCAA Mega March Madness exclusively on DirecTV.
Why do hardwood floors cost less at Lumber Liquidators? At most flooring stores, your floor makes a few stops before you get your order. Lumber Liquidators cuts out the middleman. Come on in. You'll find the quality hasn't been cut, just the prices. Bella Wood pre-finished hardwood flooring with a 50-year warranty starting at $249 a square foot. Or Supreme Bamboo flooring from $199 a square foot.
Visit any location or call 1-800-303-4958.
I had the worst day ever.
That's nice.
Mind if I vent for a while?
Mine? I prefer it.
First, I get to work, and the elevator's broken, so I have to right as I'm about to push my Alice totally pulls rank on the
That's vent.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about venting. What are you talking about?
The vented wide mouth can from Coors Light. It lets in air for a smooth, refreshing pour.
So should I start venting without you?
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
We're on the road to show people.
We've made a great product even better. Watch.
Now every drop of Shell gasolines contain a nitrogen-enriched cleaning system that seeks and destroys engine gunk left by lower quality gasoline.
It then acts as a barrier that protects engines from performance-robbing gunk.
Try new nitrogen-enriched Shell gasolines.
Helping you get the most out of every drop.
Next stop, I want to drive.
Back in Toronto, you see Venezuela pounding on Italy 9-0. 4 home runs in that 5-run 5th inning. Certainly a big smile on the face of the big cat, Andres Galarraga, as a result of that. The Venezuelan coach. Andres, a pleasure to have you with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, that had to be a big inning for everybody in your dugout to watch the ball fly like that. But you don't usually see 3 balls hit that hard in succession as your team did.
I know, believe me or not, I'm not surprised about that. I know Cabrera and Magli are going to explode any time, and I'm glad they do it today, right on time. Especially in this game, we really needed to go into the second round. And we've been working before the game today and to try to give us light to feel comfortable on the home plate, to not try to do too much. And they exploded tonight, so that's a great news for us.
Andres, you was talking about batting practice yesterday and how they actually stayed in the cages longer than their normal routine, that being Miguel Cabrera and Maglio Ordonez.
Yeah, that's true. We've been working from yesterday and today a lot about not using too much his leg. We want to use more his hand, use his hand quick and a slow feet. I think we're working at that, and they're using tonight, so that's the result tonight. And perfect timing to start and to go to the second round, because it's going to be really more difficult for the second round, but we're ready now for that.
Andres, let's talk about Team USA. Talks about the chemistry, how they have all come together. What's the clubhouse like for Venezuela?
To be honest, that's the best thing we have. I mean, the team is really unit. They working really hard. They know they're going to be ready for the season, and now they really fighting, to putting everybody together for the flight, Venezuelan flight, to try to do the best I can. So hoping the pitches we have, and the soon we're scoring some more room, the pitch is going to be more comfortable on the mound.
Andres, a final question. I mean, when you played, and to this day, you remain an amazingly popular guy in Venezuela. So you know how much this tournament does mean back home. But can you put it into perspective for the rest of us?
Yes, no doubt. That's what we talked before, and we have those guys that have been sparing in the last classes they have. So they have to turn around what happened before, and now there's another thing, more aggressive play for the fly, and that's why they're playing much better now.
Yeah, that was a disappointment in 06, but a lot of smiles for Venezuela here in 09 to this point. Andres, great treat to have you with us, and I know you're enjoying the festivities. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Mom.
His mom just turned 80, right?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. Andres Galarraga, one of the sweetest guys in baseball, and I wouldn't want him angry at me. I mean, never would have. I mean, you as a player know that didn't happen very often, but boy, stay out of his way.
I saw him charge the mound one time against Dickie Thon and the Cubs, and I'm telling you, man, I was in the dugout and I wanted to run.
Big cat, great fielder as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Andres. Miguel Cabrera to step in. Abreu flying out to right field, and that's across for a strike on Cabrera, who has doubled and homered.
This is a big point in the ballgame. If Venezuela right now is able to score a run and Italy does not score in the top of the 7th, it's over.
Roberto Corandini working for Italy. Cabrera has come to life finally after starting the tournament 0 for 9. And Cabrera and Ordonez didn't do anything in the first 2 games with the bat, but they are exploding, and that one rocketed into left center field for a base hit. His 3rd hit of the contest.
Yeah, it's on now. He's going to continue to do that for the next 6.5 months.
3 for 3, and here comes Maglio Ordonez, who had been hitless until his single in the 4th inning, and he doubled after that. So 2 for 3 today. A 9-0 Venezuelan lead. Fouled off the other way by Ordonez. Carlos Guillen scheduled to hit next. They're going to bring up a pinch hitter for him. Ordonez 2 for 3 with a single and a double. And that's the bad news for anyone who now has to face Venezuela in Miami. Their big sticks are starting to hit. High fly deep down the left field line into the corner, and that ball is foul. Nearly 11-0. And nearly their 5th home run in the last 2 innings.
I knew it was going foul because Maglio knew it was going foul. As you take a look there, he never even took a step towards first base. I mean, he's open. Everybody's getting a good look at it, but
0-2, he lets it go high. Ordonez, a terrific hitter, 103 RBIs for the Tigers in 08.
He always has been. But you know what? When you look at the numbers back in 06, World Baseball Classic, he hit an even 100. So those last 2 hits have been big for him.
Popped up, twisting foul on the right field line. And that's going to head into the stands or off the siding near those seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a look at the double elimination format. Round 1 here, Toronto Pool C. The United States safely on to the next round. Venezuela about to do that. Italy and Canada will be done for the tournament.
Well, there'll be another ball game tomorrow night. The reason for that is to determine the seedings as far as the bracket in round 2.
Off the outside on Ordonez. 10,450 the attendance here at Rogers Center.
What would it have been if Canada would have been here instead of Italy? 4 times that? 3 times that?
Ground ball rattled to the right side of second base, and perhaps a double play indeed. 4-6-3, and that will retire the side. We go on to the 7th inning. Venezuela 9-0 over Italy.
This is more than my easy button. It's my save so much on ink we could stop shaking the cartridges button.
It's my save so much we can bring back the morning donuts button. Hooray!
It's my save so much my boss will be eternally grateful button.
Good job, Helen. Karen.
It's Kathy.
Now recycle any brand of ink or toner and get $3 back in Staples Rewards. Staples, that was easy.
I'd like the crab cakes and throw in chowder, salmon, and shrimp, all for around $10.
No!
No other place can match Golden Corral's Great American Seafood Tour. Hawaiian coconut shrimp, Eastern Bay scallops, and more. All for around $10. Only at Golden Corral.
A&W Root Beer is crafted with premium ingredients like aged vanilla for a straight-from-the-barrel taste. Also available in cans and bottles.
It's time to expose the truth about zero trans fats. Zero isn't really zero. In fact, it can be almost as much as half a gram per serving. And all that bad fat can really add up. Smart Balance, the buttery spread that's as close to zero trans fat as nature allows. Want to know more? Visit truthabouttransfat.com. Smart Balance Buttery Spread, where great taste meets good health.
Welcome to Progressive.com. You must be looking for motorcycle insurance.
You're good.
Thanks. So is our bike insurance. All the coverage you need at a great price.
Cool.
Hold on, cowboy. I'm not done. For less than $1 a month, you also get 24/7 roadside assistance.
Right on.
Yeah.
Sounds like you ride a 500.
More like a 900 V-twin.
Excuse me.
Well, you're excused.
The right insurance for your ride. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Venezuela on top, 9-0 over Italy into the 7th inning here in Pool C, round 1. Elimination day. It would certainly appear for Team Italy. on the heels of their marvelous performance against Canada in a victory last night. Mazzanti with a high pop-up, and Lopez will put that one away. One man out. Go to shop at worldbaseballclassic.com to get all the official merchandise and support your favorite country and players. The concourse is here at the former Sky Dome, now Rogers Center.
I like this place a lot. Beautiful.
I like it today a lot. It was chilly and rainy outside as Liddy hits a high fly to center. And quickly 2 down. So base is empty, 2 away. Let's go downstairs to David and the Dance King.
Well, one of the stars for this team, Melvin Mora here. Melvin, now that it looks like this game is in hand, talk about the amount of pressure you guys had to win this game.
Oh my God, a lot of pressure. My level checking. Oh my God, they put a lot of pressure early in the game, so they came to play baseball, you know. So I'm glad, you know, our bat when everybody do a good job right now, and our pitcher do throw outstanding today. So we fine.
Everyone kept waiting for the bats to kind of wake up and explode. How did you guys finally get your rhythm down at the plate?
Well, I just try to make everybody motivated, like yelling, screaming, and dog out. You know, try to keep it going. So that's what we need. And Miguel Cabrera, we talked like a long talk last night. You know, and I say just go out there and do what you need to do and relax.
Knowing what happened Sunday against the Americans, how badly are you guys waiting a rematch, not just tomorrow, but in the second round in Miami?
Oh yeah, we're waiting for that rematch. We want to fight for the first place, right? So and United States, we have a great player, and then we have to fight with those guys. So they have a great bullpen, great starting pitcher, and we need to fight against those guys because they know how to play baseball.
Well, your legs were shaking before. Now you can relax a little bit with a big, healthy lead. Congratulations. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you,
guys.
David, Melvin, thank you very much, and I think a little insight into just how big the game was for Venezuela, for the nation, the baseball hopes of that country after going down to defeat in such a disappointing fashion in the first World Baseball Classic. Talking about his legs shaking.
You know, probably more pressure on them than any other of the 16 teams. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, very possibly. I'd have to say the Dominicans right there, as that one is knocked into center field by Cervelli. Has been hit by a pitch and now gone 1 for 2.
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from what happened to USA, but they got eliminated because of some of the tie-breaking rules that they had. They had the same record as Japan in round 2. They beat Japan, yet because of the tie-breaking rules and runs allowed and scored, Japan was the team that went on. Eventually, they won.
In the first WBC, yeah.
Yes. Chipper Jones talking about it being an embarrassment. Derek Jeter saying that it was a huge disappointment. Those two guys back again to try to get it right.
Chiarini has gone 1 for 2 with a single. He's also lined out hard to center field. And that happened with the bases loaded in the second inning. Had that fallen in, maybe an entirely different ball game for Team Italy. Instead, Venezuela survived that inning unscathed. They went on to blow it open with 4 runs in the 4th and 5 more in the 5th. In that 5th inning, Venezuela crushing 4 home runs.
But it'll be the last time we did a game between these two teams. It was the same situation. If they could have gotten a big hit at the right time, and you know, you say they didn't get the hit, but you've also got to give credit to the pitching and defense of Venezuela.
And Melvin Mora mentioned the right-hander, the starter Enrique Gonzalez, was very, very tough to hit. The guy had 35 major league appearances. He's now in the Red Sox farm system, and he was impressive today, going 4 innings.
A lot of people thought that Luis Sojo, the manager for Venezuela, had emptied his bullpen too soon. He didn't have anything left for tonight. He knew what he had.
Down and away for ball 4, so Cervelli is on. That'll put runners at first and second. And of course, Venezuela has to be thinking about the early termination as well. If they have that 10-run lead at the end of 7, of course, they still have another run to get to put that in play, but it could all go by the wayside here. They give up a run or 2. Espinosa out, the pitching coach for Venezuela.
You know what, just thinking about Francisco Rodriguez too. We've not seen, we may not see tonight. You would have to figure no matter what, they would want to get him at least an inning of work tomorrow.
pretty relaxing for K-Rod so far in this tournament. The early termination rule. Game will be called if a team is ahead by 10 or more after 7. Or 15 or more after the 5th inning, of course. Nine to nothing Venezuela. 2 men on base, but 2 men out for Italy. Just trying to break through for that historic first run against Venezuela. That's going back 2 World Baseball Classics. They have not scored against Venezuela.
Historic?
Trying, man.
You've got me on the edge of my seat right now watching this.
Ramon Ramirez inside hit him. Got him on the arm. Bases loaded.
That's all bone right there.
Boy, it's been an awfully tough run here for Punto. 1 for 12 in the tournament, made a giant error in this game, and now gets drilled.
Oh boy, that's not muscle at all. That's all elbow there, and you just hope that nothing's cracked. It's a nice little gift to take home with you, isn't it?
Trying to be brave about it. It does load the bases. Ramirez up to 51 pitches. Jack Santora. He is 0 for 1 in this contest. 277 in the Italian major leagues last year. He takes up and away for ball 2. There are 2 away. Zelleri on deck. Marco Mazzieri has gotten his couple of major leaguers, except for Punto, out of the ball game. He's already put Catalanado out. In for a strike, 2-1. He's trying to get some of his inexperienced guys into the contest. With Venezuela on top by 9. The 2-1 to Santora. A breaking ball in to make it 3-1. Ramirez in need of some focus here with the big lead, and he walks him. That'll force in a run, and there it is, Rick. First time that Italy has ever scored against Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic.
You called it historic, right?
Cervelli will score it. He had taken a 2-out walk. Now Francisco Cervelli may not go out a winner, but I think he's really opened eyes in this tournament with some outstanding defensive play and leadership behind that plate. He's in the Yankee system, made his major league debut in September with the Yankees.
I agree with you. I think Alex Liddy has done the same thing. Chris Cooper, how he stood up yesterday underneath that pressure here in Canada against Team Canada. The kid tonight, Adam Ottavino, was outstanding. Ramirez looking like home plate's moving around a little bit on him, maybe getting a little bit fatigued. Start to look down to Venezuela's bullpen.
Well, he has 57 pitches. 70 is the limit in the first round. Moreno, the right-hander, is the man loosening with the bases loaded for Italy.
I mean, it just all of a sudden got away from him. Finally got him into the stretch, and he couldn't find home plate.
Well, in the inning, 2 walks and a hit batsman. Well, this ball game was 0-0 until the 4th, when Venezuela scored 4 times on 3 hits. also a really, really big error in that one. Mazzo goes for the tag and gets him, and that will retire the side. But a run on the board for Italy at last. It is 9-1 Venezuela here in Toronto.
I knew my chronic bronchitis was a problem when my cough slowed me and the guys down.
Because of my emphysema, I felt short of breath just reading to my class.
After I danced with my husband, my COPD made it hard to catch my breath, but I didn't want to give it up.
That's why we created the Guide to Better Breathing for people with COPD, including current and former smokers. It's filled with tips, exercises, treatment information, and advice for talking with your doctor. All from experts like nutritionists, fitness trainers, and respiratory therapists. Expert information that can help you manage your COPD.
The big bad wolf is coming back, and my kids are going to love it.
The Foxtrot is making a comeback.
Get your free guide and information about a prescription treatment option. Call 877-997-7474 or visit copdguide.com today and start getting back to what you love.
I'm getting my guide and try to get Boys Night Out back on the calendar.
Championship week. McNamara, deep drop pass, even clutch this week. Jordan driving, hanging, and he hits. What a big-time play. No, it is a dunk right in his face. Oh, my goodness. Allen, Iverson on him, throws one up. Oh, you can't survive. Unbelievable. Championship week continues Wednesday with the Big East second round at noon, 2, 7, and 9 on ESPN.
Here's your seafood meal.
Is that real fish?
Trust the seafood experts with Long John Silver's Fish and Shrimp Meal. Fish and shrimp with a classic crunch. Long John Silver's, seafood experts for 40 years.
What makes Sam Adams Boston Lager great is as simple as ABC. A, the appearance. Amber. B, balance.
Sam Adams has malt sweetness, hoppy bitterness.
C, complexity.
Piney notes, grapefruit notes.
Only believe your own palate. Go taste it.
Venezuela dancing their way to a victory, bottom of the 7th inning, and dancing their way into the second round. Well, certainly Melvin Mora put on a show in there, and Jimmy Rollins earlier in the tournament. Who do you like if you had to rank them? Who's got the better moves? Well, look at the finish on Jimmy Rollins. Oh, that's suave. That's James Bond-like. Shaken, not stirred.
We got to let the fans cast their votes. I mean, you gotta call ESPN. You gotta ask for Tim Scanlon and let him know. I told you I'm a Jimmy Rollins guy. I don't know though. You know, just the way he was able to finish it. Just the little, you know, I mean, the start, the finish.
That was smooth.
He's pretty smooth at just about everything he does. But
Jimmy is smooth.
You know, how about Melvin Moore, man? I love what he said. You know, right when you think tomorrow's game really doesn't mean that much, he goes, oh, we want first place. They want to come out of this bracket as the top seed. And that's what's at stake in tomorrow night's ball game.
Well, this one not finished up yet. Max Ramirez will step up to swing now for Venezuela against Corandini, who continues to pitch. Bottom of the 7th inning. Venezuela needs 2 runs to end the game early and put into play the early termination rule, the so-called mercy rule. That is down into the dirt. And a count 2-0. Lopez on deck. 9-1 Venezuela. Italy has made a change defensively. They're going to bring Vince Rotino into the ballgame to play third. And a young man that he replaces there, Alex Liddy, is another guy that you're going to probably hear from down the line. You may have heard Mike Piazza mention him when we had Mike on the air. There's a fine stop there by the new third sacker for the out. But Mike very, very high on Liddy, who has moved over to shortstop. He's the property of the Seattle Mariners.
Well, it just shows how athletic that young man is. We've seen him make great plays. We saw him drive in some runs. We saw him steal a base last night. And Mike Piazza was honest. You know what he said? He's got a chance. I mean, he's still an A-ball. There's a lot of things that have to happen, but with what Mike Piazza has seen from this young man, his ability to adapt and to adjust to situations, he's got a chance.
The only Italian position player currently in the minor leagues in the United States. Here's Lopez, who's had another big day. A 2-run homer back in the 5th inning. Venezuela hit 4 home runs in that frame. Not a cheap one in the bunch either. Ground ball right back up the middle, right over second base. Santora on to first for the out. It's 2 down. Keeping abreast of this one and a big one, the Dominican Republic and the Netherlands. That's an elimination game. 0-0 in the top half of the 4th inning at San Juan. It's in Pool D. Puerto Rico is already on to the next round.
Boy, the Netherlands does have some pitching. Dominican lineup, it reminds you of a lot of what Venezuela has got.
Blanco stings this line shot into right center field. He is on with a 2-out base hit in the bottom of the 7th. His first at bat.
That was a nice little gesture there for Blanco to acknowledge Ramon Hernandez. Ramon getting most of the playing time. Blanco being all about the team, that name on the front of his jersey rather than the one on the back, and Ramon Hernandez saluting him for that base hit.
Is Turris trying to put one in play here. Runner at first base and 2 down. 9-1 Venezuela. Cesar today is 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch. Switch hitter now is St. Louis. A looper that'll find a home in the left. That'll move Blanco into scoring position. Back-to-back singles with 2 away. Andy Chavez will come up and swing once again here. This will be his 4th official at bat. And he's ripped a couple of doubles.
He hits one more double right now, and this contest could be over with. You know what? I mean, I don't want to see it end that way for Italy. They came up with maybe the biggest win in the history of their country in baseball last night. Certainly surprised a lot of people.
Lashed at, fouled away by Chavez. 13 hits for Venezuela.
But I'll be honest with you. If they would have won this ball game tonight, I would not have been stunned. You knew they needed to pitch. You knew that they needed to be perfect defensively. Well, they didn't do either one of those things.
Two men on as Chavez jackknifes out of the way. 267 for the Mets with a homer and 12 runs batted in. Italy could be an extra base hit from elimination. We'll force the 10-run mercy rule. He waves right over the top of that pitch. 1-2. You really got to look at the power of Venezuela in that 5th inning. Bobby Abreu with a long homer. Miguel Cabrera smashed one. Jose Lopez drilled a home run. And Ramon Hernandez hit a long shot for a solo homer. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to squeak through for a hit. Blanco rounds third. He's going to come on in to score. And that'll make it 10-1. RBI single for Andy Chavez. Azieri coming out of his dugout again. He's really beaten out a path on that carpet today from his dugout on the first base side for Italy. Corandini giving up 3 hits in this inning. And that's all for him. We have a pitching change in Toronto, and we'll be back in just a moment.
It's perfect. revert. He's coming back quick, and he's coming back hard.
I'm gonna be just fine.
Everyone thinks they're fine until someone puts something in them they don't want in them.
On April 10th,
I swear I'm gonna catch this guy.
he's doing it for the job.
This guy did it. Pero no lo entiendo. What'd he say? I don't know. I don't speak Spanish.
For the girl.
You okay?
Physically, yes. Psychologically, no.
For the glory.
I'm so proud of you.
You're just drunk, Mom.
You're just your flower.
Observe and report.
Yeah, Mom.
Rated R.
Only one car will win. Craftsman makes sure all of them could. Craftsman, America's most trusted tool brand. And the official tools of NASCAR.
Dear PlayStation, MLB 09 The Show thinks I can't hit the high and inside fastball. You're gonna fix that, right?
Well, Dustin, PlayStation gamers demand the most realistic baseball game ever, so we're just going to keep it as is. It's called integrity.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just polishing my MVP trophy. How many MVPs do you know that can't hit that pitch?
Apart from you?
MLB 09 The Show, the most realistic baseball game ever. Rated E for everyone.
Why watch the big dance on cable when you can watch it like a true Hoops fan? With DirecTV, you can watch 4 games at once, including every game in the tournament. It's college hoops the way it should be, and it's only on DirecTV.
Nettuno is about an hour south of Rome on the sea. It's the birthplace of baseball in Italy. There's even a sign entering town letting fans know they've entered Baseball Central. Joe DiMaggio paid a visit and crushed the ball out of the park onto the highway beyond. Not far from Nettuno is where the historic Battle of Anzio took place. It's the area U.S. servicemen taught Italians the game of baseball.
Just thinking about the game of baseball and all the great things about it. You've got kids over there in Italy right now that are looking at this tournament and they're going, you know what, maybe I can do that. And when you look at the best league, as we know, is the American League. The best player last year in the American League was Dustin Pedroia. He's 5'7". He weighs 165 pounds. So you know what? You don't have to be 7 foot tall. You don't have to be, you know, Hulk Hogan. You don't have to be lightning fast. You can get to the big leagues. I mean, a lot of things have to happen, but you know, there's a lot of people watching this saying, hey, you know what? It's possible.
Luis Mazza will dig in. Cody Chillo will come out of the bullpen, right-hander for Italy. They're going to appeal over at third base. And that will be denied by the third base umpire, Carlos Ray. Appealing that Blanco never touched third on his way around. Mazza, the Dodger farmhand, with an opportunity to end it on a base hit, but there are 2 out. That would give Venezuela in the 7th inning a 10-run advantage, and as the home team batting, the game would be over. Just under 11,000 gathering here at Rogers Center for this elimination game. Mazza slices that one foul down the right field line. 10-1 Venezuela. 3 hits here in the 7th to bump it back to a 9-run lead. Looks like it will be Venezuela and the United States tomorrow here in Toronto. It became important for seeding purposes. Cut on and missed. And that will do it for the inning. 2 men left. So Venezuela comes up short for the early termination bid, but they have a big lead here in Toronto.
Live fantasy baseball all season for free at ESPN.com.
We like to establish our dominance with a fastball.
Make sure you're getting up over your front leg.
We throw inside when we have to. And we don't listen to that.
The major leagues down to the minor details. Major League Baseball 2K9. Rated E for everyone.
World Baseball Classic Moments presented by Puerto Rico. Visit gotopuertorico.com.
The Latin American teams of the 2006 World Baseball Classic took Puerto Rico by storm, and for 2 rounds, the electricity in the ballpark made for a spirited party. For those who experienced it, the liveliness and excitement of this round will never be forgotten. Book your vacation now. Visit gotopuertorico.com.
As investments go, it's a smart one. Because not only does the X534 feature 4-wheel steering and a powerful V-twin engine, it's also backed by a 4-year limited warranty and our responsive dealer network. In short, you get a lawn well cut and money well spent. Drive a John Deere free for a year with no interest and no payments. See your dealer for details.
Now for a limited time, get a KFC Famous Bowls combo with drink for only $2.99. Layers of our home-style mashed potatoes, sweet corn, and all-white meat crispy chicken, all topped with gravy and a 3-cheese blend. KFC Famous Bowls combo, only $2.99.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic, Inc. and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Here are the games upcoming in the World Baseball Classic. Cuba and Australia tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. That's on the MLB Network. The winner of the Netherlands and the Dominican up against Puerto Rico on Wednesday. And all of these games are available on ESPN Deportes.
We know about the Dominican. We know the names from Puerto Rico. I watched Cuba the other night, and I still don't know any of their names. But I'm telling you what, they can play the game of baseball. I know the name of this guy.
Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod, a star from Caracas.
He's got a chance.
Yeah, he might be all right. He established a new major league record with 62 saves in 69 opportunities for the Angels in 2008. And now he'll pitch for the New York Mets, signing as a free agent.
Boy, what an arm. Look at the year. 76 appearances with 62 saves, a major league record.
And Michael Costanzo will have a pretty good story to tell as he faces him here. He has doubled and struck out twice. Costanzo playing in the Orioles farm system at AAA Norfolk last season, where he hit .261 with a homer, and he knocks that one foul. 2-1.
New York Mets hoping that Francisco Rodriguez gets 62 opportunities. Close down the ball game for them. That's going to be another great pennant race there. Atlanta Braves trying to get in on it.
K-Rod with 194 saves since 2005. Pitched in the same game as teammate Scott Shields 244 times. Tremendous 1-2 punch. There's a high fly ball into right field. And that will be out number 1 here in the 8th. So K-Rod gets his first man. He's been chomping at the bit to get into this tournament. They warmed him up in game 1. He never got into the contest.
You know, but he was coming in. Even with a 4-0 lead, Luis Sojo had him ready to go. But when that 4-0 turned into 7-0, he was shut down. This is where K-Rod would have asked, I want to throw. I want to throw an inning. Knowing that he may have to throw again tomorrow. Both those teams are going to try to win that ball game. I don't think it really matters who they play in the first round of round 2, but there's some pride that's going to be involved, and USA will throw Ted Lilly out there on the mound. He's familiar with this place.
DeSantis waves at that one and a miss. It's 1-1.
The one thing I thought Marco might have done with his lineup was to play DeSantis here in the ball game tonight. And the one thing he said was, you know what, he's not quite ready. Wanting to get him into the ball game. I know he wanted to do that, but I don't think he wanted him to have an at bat off this guy. This isn't going to be a real good confidence builder, particularly if K-Rod throws that breaking ball.
DeSantis did get into the ball game last night in the win over Canada, scored a key run late in that game, but wasn't facing anyone quite like K-Rod. put up a 2.24 ERA, worked 68 in the third inning, struck out 77 for the Angels, who went to postseason play. 1 out in the 2-2. Yeah, you're right.
That wasn't a lot of fun right there.
Ugly looking at bat for the youngster. He strikes out.
Actually went to a changeup, which has become, it's not as good as his slider, but it's become a power pitch. And that young man, you know what? He'll learn from that. I mean, you got to. And if you think back about it, the fastballs he took for strikes, you don't want to. You want to take a swing at those. Wow.
Giuseppe Mazzante has gone 0 for 3. He's lined to right, fly to left, and flied out to right. Look at the look on his face. He was giggling a little bit on that one.
I'm betting on him making contact. This guy, I like the way this guy swings the bat.
Sharp breaking ball for a strike. 0-2.
You guys are shaking your head. I didn't say I'd bet a lot.
K-Rod's done this to a lot of tried and true veteran major league hitters too. He can make a lot of people look really bad. He does make contact down the line. Will it be fair? And it is going to bounce into that corner as a fair ball. Mazzante led the Italian league in hitting at .392 last year as a double.
That's pretty impressive. And you know what Nick Punto telling us before the game, said this guy, and there's no doubt in his mind that he can hit in the big leagues. And when you see him hit a double on an 0-2 pitch against Francisco Rodriguez, there's got to be some other people thinking that very same thing.
And broke his bat on it. He'll take the 2-base hit. So Liddy, who has moved from third base to short, will get his 4th at bat of the contest in the top half of the 8th inning. Venezuela with a 10-1 lead. Looks like they put this ball game away in the middle frames of 4th and 5th innings as they scored most of the runs. 5 runs in the 5th on an explosion of 4 home runs against the Italian bullpen. Liddy with a tournament performance that he can be proud of, though, offensively and defensively. He's made a couple of wonderful plays at third base.
It's been a great experience for him. I'm sure it's been great being around Mike Piazza. Mike was talking to him the first day we were here in batting practice. I was standing there, and he was launching some balls into the upper deck. But Mike was telling him, you know what? You're not going to get away with that swing in the game. When they're throwing 95, you're going to have to shorten it up. And rather than being intimidating with the 95, Mike was going, they're supplying the power, dude. All you've got to do is barrel it up.
Did he drop a dude on him?
He dropped several dudes on him. I don't think we got a dude, did we?
We did not. I was disappointed. Swing and a miss, and that one will make it on number 3. So Liddy strikes out, 1 man left. K-Rod finishes up with a flare here in the 8th inning. And Venezuela with a lot of flair here in this elimination game, beating up on Italy.
Just how crazy is your phone bill? Cut costs with Vonage and get your first 3 months at $9.95 a month. Get unlimited calls across the U.S., 25 amazing features, and experience remarkable digital phone service. Always low at $24.99, now just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Hurry, offer ends soon. Sign up at 877-4VONAGE or Vonage.com. At their basic price, the phone company gives you unlimited calls locally. At $9.95 a month for your first 3 months, Vonage gives you unlimited calls nationally. All of Canada and Puerto Rico, plus free calls to 5 countries in Europe, and pennies a minute around the globe. Always low at $24.99, now just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Hurry, offer ends soon. Sign up at 877-4VONAGE or Vonage.com.
hit that par 5 in 2.
No, I don't have a game like tomorrow.
Oh, big bomber.
All right, guys, guys. Okay, here's what we're going to do. On the count of 3, we're going to run out of here.
What?
1, 2, 3.
He does this all the time.
Mavericks, Lakers. Coverage begins Sunday at 3 Eastern on ABC.
Nissan Versa and Sentra deliver 34 miles per gallon and surprisingly roomy interiors. But look closer. Nissan delivers value, too. Now, get exceptional offers and financing on our full line. Like Versa, under $10,000, and 0.9% financing or $2,250 cash on Sentra. Act now. Offers end soon. Look closer. When others don't, Nissan delivers.
Well, tomorrow, the Dominican and Netherlands winner goes up against Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico already into the second round. That'll be at 5:30 on ESPN2 HD. We are headed for the last half of the 8th inning here, but they are still playing that ball game between the Dominican and the Netherlands. This is their second tilt against each other, and they're still scoreless in the top half of the 5th inning. That's an elimination game. Back in Toronto, Rick Sutcliffe, Dave O'Brien, and David Amber with you. And Italy will bring on the right-hander, Alessandro Maestri, and he is a Chicago Cubs prospect. And Maestri is a legitimate prospect.
He really is, and that's exactly the word the Cubs general manager Jim Hendry used about him earlier this spring, saying he's legit.
Gerardo Parra will test him first for Venezuela, leading at 10-1. Maestri, right-hander, and the first Italian-born pitcher ever to be signed by a major league team. Spent all of last season at the single-A level. And that one flicked foul.
I laugh at a lot of general managers when, you know, in the off season they take those trips to Italy and they say they're scouting. They're not. In the past, they haven't been scouting for players. I mean, they've been, you know what they've been scouting for. They've been having some good times.
Got on a miss by Parra.
But all of a sudden now they're starting to come back with the Maestris and the Liddies, and you know what, that to me that's the exciting part, OB. I mean, 4 years from now, this team Italy, you know, they won one game. They won one game in 06. Their goal is to win 2.
Did he check? They appeal, and that's strike 3. Third base umpire Carlos Rey rings up Parra. Here in the 8th inning, 1 man out for Venezuela.
Thinking about the Netherlands, partner, and the great showing that they've had down there in that tournament. You think about Team Italy right now. They had 3 exhibition games against major league teams. They played well. They were major league type games. The first 2 games here were exactly the same thing. You think about a big club. I mean, in the major league, even the world champion Philadelphia Phillies had days like this. It's just unfortunate that that's the game that you go home because of.
Well, in this game, there's a big talent gap between Venezuela and Italy. There's no denying that. Venezuela was a big favorite to win. High fly by Cabrera, very high, and that one off the catwalk, and it's going to wind up in the stands. So that's the 3rd time here in Toronto a ball has struck that catwalk.
And don't you think the people here at the Rogers Center have learned a lesson? They left those things up because of an auto show. That's what they were put up for. They were not here during the regular season last year.
Yeah, they've never been.
They need to come down. That's enough of that.
That ball wasn't headed out of the ballpark. It was going to be caught probably somewhere in medium deep left, but instead of foul ball. Cabrera has gone 3 for 3 in a breakout performance after having been hitless in the first 2 games of the tournament. He socks this one to center field, and that's going to be caught straight away for the out.
Just to kind of add to something you said there, I totally agree with you about the talent level being different between these 2 teams. But let me ask you something. Over the last 3 years, has that gap not been closed a little bit?
It sure has. Just in the span of those 3 years from the inaugural World Baseball Classic and in all of the brackets. I mean, there's no denying what the Netherlands are doing. maybe knocking off the Dominican Republic for the second time. That's an incredible story, although they're scoreless. In his second meeting, Ordonez could not hold up, and that's strike one.
And I've seen a couple of innings played by the South Africa team, and they're competitive. I mean, they're fun to watch. They're out there having fun.
They're good players to be had in Australia as well, and they've had a major upset in this tournament too. Here, 10-1 Venezuela in the 8th inning. Magley Ordonez 2 for 4, a single and a double. His first 2 hits in the World Baseball Classic. 1-2.
Jim Henry was right. Legit. This young man is a legitimate major league prospect.
Maestri missing in the dirt there. That evens the count at 2-2.
Cervelli all over it. Look at the energy. 10-1 ball game. As far as the outcome of the game, it's probably over with. But his energy level has not changed.
I get the idea you would not mind having him as your catcher.
I don't think there's a pitcher in the big leagues that wouldn't. You know, it's like Maestri coming in right now. This isn't his fault. He didn't give up any of those 10 runs. He's coming in and you know, wanting to do a good job. And if you got a catcher back there that don't care, or people around you that are just kind of going through the motions, it's not right.
2-2, and he left that one low. Coming up next, Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. The Summit League Championship, Oakland against North Dakota State from South Dakota, coming your way when we finish up here in Toronto. An elimination game of the World Baseball Classic. And that'll be ball 4 for Magley Ordonez. He reaches for the 3rd time. Venezuela with a win. Make sure they move on to the next round in Miami. The United States has already done that. And we're going to put a loss in the column for Italy. Eliminated along with Canada. Very disappointing showing for Canada. Great effort against the USA. Everyone in this country, and seemingly follows baseball anyway, was just over the moon, even though they lost. United States heavily favored, but it was a great baseball game, and then a very deflating loss to Italy for the Canadian side last night.
Maybe over the moon, the energy and excitement in that first game, but overlooked was Team Italy by Canada.
Max Ramirez takes the ball outside, 1-1. A man at first, 2 out.
They just did not match the intensity that Marco Mazzieri got out of his ball club in that loss last night.
Jam shot foul, 1-2.
I love watching the mannerisms, the composure, the makeup of guys when they're on the mound. This kid just exudes confidence. I mean, it's just written all over every move that he makes out there.
Cubs with some more pitching help on the way, a few years down the road. They certainly have a lot of pitching heading into 2009.
You saw it right there. He knew exactly what he'd do, trying to come in with that fastball. That fronter flew open, and he's just reminding himself, keep that thing tucked and bury it in there on that hitter.
Downstairs, question I have for you about Cubs pitching. You can never have enough, and there's a lot of rumors about Jake Peavy going to Chicago. Still, I mean, those have been going on.
More than a rumor.
Yeah, you think it could happen? Yeah, in the end, I mean, it's been seemingly close a couple of times. Ordonez goes, a fly ball lifted into left center field. And that will be it for the 8th inning. Venezuela swinging for the fences earlier in the contest. In fact, in the 5th inning alone, they blasted 4 big flies. And they're going to win this one going away, it would appear. A 10-1 lead over Italy.
These feel good.
You think baseball is about feeling good?
Jimmy Rollins.
You think I became MVP and led Phillies to the World Series because I felt good? Yeah, we know the Air Swingman remix feels good, but it's made for performance. Performance can hurt.
The Air Swingman Remix cleat. Better athlete, better team.
Hey, ready to go. Dude, drag? Nacho drag. Well, we can get nachos at the game, man. Yeah, okay, for like $6. I've got 3, 5, and 7-layer nachos, all for less than $1. Got them at Taco Bell. Are you wearing makeup? Don't judge me.
3 incredible nachos, 3 incredible prices. Only $79, $89, and 99 cents at Taco Bell. Why pay more?
Introducing Hyundai Assurance Plus. The assurance means we've got your back. The plus means for a limited time, we're even taking it one step further. If you lose your income, we'll make your payments for 3 months so you can hold on to your car. And if things still aren't up and running, you can bring the car back with no impact on your credit. Plus, now get great deals on a new Hyundai. Hyundai Assurance Plus. It all adds up to a smart time to buy.
Kevin Nagani here in studio. I want to remind you at home, Summit League Championship coming up. Oakland's Jonathan Jones leads the nation in assists. He's getting ready for North Dakota State. Oakland looking to make its second trip to the Big Dance. That's coming up right after baseball here on ESPN2.
Back in Toronto, Venezuela getting ready to celebrate, moving into the second round for sure of the World Baseball Classic. They will be playing the United States in a game for seeding, which is on the schedule for tomorrow evening. Victor Moreno coming out of the bullpen, looking to finish things up now for Venezuela.
One of those experienced guys, and again, to me, the biggest difference is between the two leagues. He has pitched in the Venezuelan Winter League. It's a very good competitive type league, and this man used to a stage like this and competition like this.
9th inning, and Francisco Cervelli, who's gone 0 for 1 with a walk and been hit by a pitch, gets in. Venezuela putting a thumping on Italy. They beat them in their first meeting of this tournament 7-0. And in both cases, until the game got to around the 4th or 5th inning, it was nip and tuck. In fact, it was 0-0 in each of those meetings until then. That catches the inside corner and count 2-1.
You know, I'm just looking at Cervelli, and offensively, he's got some holes right now. But thinking about the game of baseball now and how we've gotten back to baseball instead of the home run derby that's been going on the last 15, 20 years.
Popped him up into short right. Parra giving chase, crossing into foul ground to make the catch. Out number 1 in the 9th inning. Double elimination format of the World Baseball Classic, and in round 1 in Pool A, both Korea and Japan, to no one's surprise, advancing to round 2. Japan, the defending champion.
That's really the only bracket that didn't have a surprise. I mean, maybe Korea beating Japan or whatever, but both teams were in. It was a 1-0 ball game. Who knows what the effort was like, or even the lineup. I haven't even seen that for Japan in that ball game. But both of those teams will be on to San Diego.
Mario Chiarini here as he looks at the ball away to make it 1-1. 1 out, bases clean in the 9th. Mexico City Pool B. They've got one more game to play. Cuba and Australia, 10 o'clock on Major League Baseball Network tonight. Chop foul off to the left of the plate.
You know, Australia is one of those places that I should go on a scouting trip to, huh?
Sure. Great visit. Be prepared for a rather lengthy flight, Sut.
Is it? That's a good one, huh?
You'll have a wonderful time. We just got to get you out of the country for a little bit. Take a look around.
I like home.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Chiarini. Alvin Mora, we spoke to earlier, said that when this game started, His legs were like jelly.
Yeah.
That's how big this game was for Venezuela, and he knows that back home it was so vital. Check swing there.
Well, how about the first game between Canada and USA? I mean, Jake Peavy telling J.J. Putz, the closer, when you get to the mound, take a deep breath. It's going to be different. Roy Oswalt talking about, I mean, just mentally, he was gassed.
Still 3-2. Dominican Republic facing the Netherlands. That game is ongoing in San Juan. They still don't have a score in that game in the 6th inning.
Wow.
The Netherlands trying to beat them for the 2nd straight time in that pool. Trying to top that giant upset first time they faced them. Chiarini made one of the great catches of this tournament on Saturday, robbing Bobby Abreu of Venezuela of an extra base hit in the 1st inning.
That was kind of a sign of things to come, wasn't it? Just great effort and great defense on the part of Team Italy.
He pops up here again. Parra moving over. 2 up, 2 down in the 9th. Championship week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Coming up next, the Summit League title game. Oklahoma and North Dakota State. That is 1 out away. Sorry, I said Oklahoma. That was Oakland. Oklahoma's in the Big 12.
Used to be the Big 8. A lot of us still.
Back when you were a little guy. Yeah.
Call it the Big 8.
Here's Vincent Rotino, and maybe the last man to hit for Italy.
They've got nothing to hang their heads about. Venezuela just too much for them. But they finally scored.
That one ripped down in the left field line by Rotino. So he's going to finish his WBC on an uptick, an extra base hit here. So it is not over just yet in the 9th.
You wouldn't expect them to quit, would you? They haven't done any of that. See Cervelli continuing to play hard. Maestri coming in, doing the best he could do. If it's going to end it on a line drive or something like that. Something good.
Now Team Italy about to be eliminated by Venezuela. Jack Santora, all that stands in the way now. Italy, however, surpassing expectations as they pick up a win over Canada last night. And they were not expected to get even one win in this tournament. K-Ron entertaining the fans who are calling for him. And Melvin Mora as well. Melvin's had a great time since exiting the game.
You know, you think about that. A lot of these fans they live up here in the area, and these are the guys. I mean, they're from Venezuela, relocated for whatever reason, and getting a chance to see some of their hometown heroes.
Last one for the big cat, Andres Galarraga, as Santora takes ball 4.
That's good stuff. That's different than what goes on in Major League Baseball.
Bobby Abreu, his curtain call. Most of these guys are either not in the game at all or have been retired for a while. Ground ball to third. Mazov to second. That will do it. And Venezuela is on to round 2. They have eliminated Italy by a final score of 10-1 here in Toronto. So as anticipated, Venezuela is on to Miami.
Well, just too much. Just too much offense, too much pitching. You could see that their bullpen and starting rotation was deeper than that of Team Italy, but nonetheless, just an absolutely great tournament. A lot of exciting play, a lot of new young talent, and partner, a lot of fun being with you.
You too, bud. We'll see you in Miami at Dolphin Stadium. That's the next time we will be with you. Well, coming up next, the Summit League Championship between Oakland and North Dakota State. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Rick Sutcliffe and David Amber, I'm Dave O'Brien saying goodbye from Toronto as Venezuela moves on. Now we send it to Dave Barnett and Tim Welsh in Sioux Falls Arena.
Welcome to Sioux Falls Arena in frigid South Dakota. We're outside. It's a 15 below wind chill. Inside, we're at 15:29 to go in the first half of the Summit League Championship. In Oakland, the #3 seed, out to a great start, hitting 7 of their